Smash and Bash 2022. I'm Steven. This is Eli. We're not doing
What's
a
up?
intro again. We're kind of scrambling, so we're just gonna jump directly into it.
Yeah, we're scrambling. The game round should start pretty much any minute now. Round 4, as announced this morning, is going to be survival of the fittest. Yeah, three objectives diagonal.
Yes.
Predatory units.
Weird deployment zones.
Weird deployment zones in the corners. For those of you that were tuning in yesterday, the pairings were in fact top table was Tom versus Brian. Steven is muted. That's a problem, but you can hear me just fine. I don't know what's up with him. He'll figure out his mic. Let me talk.
Check. All right, guys. I should be on now. I apologize for that.
Hello.
Hello.
Thanks, Chris, for letting us know. So we switched up the game because Tom and Brian, while they were top table, we thought there was a great chance that one of them was going to be on the stream for Game 5 because we want to put the very top table up. So we're like, hey,
we want to highlight some other members of the community. We're doing Joe, a fellow Weird Knob, and Ashlee, an independent who's actually playing a beautiful Soulblight Gravelords army. So if we can get some shots of that, we will show y'all.
Absolutely. It's fantastic. Ashlee, I'm not going to lie. Part of the reason that we put her on is because she's a woman. We need more
ladies.
We need more ladies
to play this game.
In this hobby. Not only is ladies playing this hobby, but ladies making beautiful armies. Ladies playing really well.
She's fierce.
And she is fierce.
So
you know what?
Takes no prisoners.
You know what?
Except to turn them into zombies.
And we're hashtag influencers here. So if we could put a great woman playing on stream and it like brings other women in the hobby, brings other little girls like to come in and like build models with like their family and stuff. Yeah. Like, fuck yeah, right?
And she's, like I said, she's really good.
She's good.
I'm a little scared for Joe, but I think maybe he'll be fine.
I know Joe's a little bit worried about his list. He's running 4 Knight Judicators.
Oh my god, it's that list?
It is
it's
that
the
list.
Stormcast? Oh my goodness.
So I mean, he's really trying to snipe out heroes and stuff, but the bigger issue he's going to have is all the zombies that she's bringing, because I think she starts with 80 on the board.
Do we want to take a look at the list and see exactly what they have?
Yeah, why don't we not?
All right. Well, chat a little bit while I get that going.
Yeah, I mean, come on. We think this is going to be a really good list, or a really good matchup at least. These are both, like we said, they're both really good players. Joe went 4-1 at Lone Star. He knows his stuff with SEE, and we've seen Ashlee is doing well with the Soulblight. So, why not highlight a good match, and then we'll bring it home in Game 5. Day 1 was really good yesterday. I'm very much looking forward to Day 2. I know I got some good sleep last night. I'm feeling quite rejuvenated. How do you feel, Steven? As he gives me this death stare in immediate response.
Terrible.
Let's go.
But I'm here for the people, Eli.
You're here for the people.
For the people.
That's right. Ben R. Jam. Is that Riddle? Is that Mr. Chili Man?
Give us 1 second here, guys. The list review is not cooperating today.
We're scrambling a little bit. Not only were we running against the painting timer, but for a little bit the camera wasn't working. And I think for a second we were kind of scared we wouldn't be able to bring this. Luckily, we got everything to work, and we're back. But right now, I don't know what's up. But the list won't come on. I know there's 80 zombies. I know there's 4 Knight Judicators. But I'm also not playing the event, so I can't just pull it up on PCP.
We can have a chat and tell you what's in it. We just can't show you.
There we are. Now we got him up. However, this is not the right list, Steven.
I know, Eli. You know what? It's not everyone's job to just sit there and look pretty, okay?
Fair. You could give me more things to do. All right. Here's Ashlee Hayden's Soulblight list. She's running Legion of Night.
Legions of Night,
which is typically Manfreds.
I believe so, yeah.
Which makes sense because look what she's running in that list. She's got Manfred.
Oh, look, it's a Manfred.
The spooky boy.
The spookiest boy.
Now, Manfred is awesome because, well, he doesn't do that much damage. He's a fantastic support piece. Yeah. And he's actually really hard to deal damage to.
Yeah.
If you're a shooting army, you don't have that much of a problem. But if you're a melee army...
He's a little slippery, isn't he?
He's a little bit slippery. He's got that ability where at the beginning of combat, he can just bamf out and go anywhere on the board as long as he's 9 away. I'm sorry, did you leave that objective for him? Nope, it's Manfred's.
It's mine.
Did you think you were going to get in melee? Nope, it's Manfred's gone.
Yep. She's also got the Shadow King.
The Shadow King. Oh, her Necromancer.
I'm not sure. Oh, sorry. Shadow King sounded like a unit name for Soulblight, but that's just a Necromancer.
It's just Ashlee putting a perfect spin on her units. She's got a Necromancer. Fantastic. That's exactly what you want with those zombies. So that Necromancer gets you Van Hells. That's that's the double attack spell. She
has the Arcane Tome on him and 2 spells, so probably getting an additional spell on there. I believe Unbending Will is a ward?
I want to say you're right.
We can check that, though.
We can check that. The big thing is that, like, you see all her wizards have 2 lore spells because she took a additional spell enhancement.
And that gets it on every wizard. Eli.
Every wizard gets to take 2 spells from the lore. She basically turned her entire army into a Swiss Army knife. Very toolboxy. Manfred having Decrepify basically neuters heroes.
Yeah. Oh, no.
What Vile Transference does.
Unbending Will is a Battle Shock immunity.
Okay, that helps a lot with
It's a Yndrasta Battle Shock immunity aura.
That makes sense because the Necromancer is going to be stuck with the zombies, and she doesn't want the zombies taking Battle Shock. She's going to make them last as long as possible.
That is true. There is, now that you mention it, there's 80 zombies in this list.
There's 80 zombies.
2 units of 40.
2 units of 40.
Those are 2 of our battle lines, along with the unit of Dire Wolves. So you're just going to be running around taking objectives, but
80,
all
3 of them are summonable units. They can come back.
Yeah, 80 zombies, Eli.
80 zombies.
80 Zambinos.
Which means 40 more can come back later.
And she does have the Vampire Lord to buff to give them that additional attack.
Extra attacks they command. She also knows pinions, so something is zooming across the board.
She does have Gravekeeper, so when one of them dies, it's coming back.
Oh yeah.
You're never going to be able to get rid of those zombies.
So pretty much.
I know it's not working.
So pretty much the thing is that Gorslav allows her to essentially bring back 2 units a turn, because Gorslav's command ability is in the end of the movement phase, and then the revival is in Battle Shock. However, you cannot Gorslav a unit and then bring back the same unit again. It does count as the revival for that unit for the turn. And all this to say, she still has 20 Graveguard, which fucking slap. They're always going to hurt, and they're still a summonable unit, so they can come back as a unit of 10.
Hey guys, y'all need our list? You got them pulled up over here.
We got him up, Joe. Thank you so much. Joe coming up to being a pal and making sure that we have all the lists together.
Yeah, super helpful guy. Also not Harrison.
And last but not least, Steven, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Ashlee is running probably your least favorite model in the game right now.
I don't want to talk about it, Eli.
She is running
I don't want to talk about it. It's so hot right now, though.
It is so hot right now. Crownspine's so hot right now. But she is running that. It basically gives her an extra hammer that has a lot of rend, which is something that Soulblight doesn't have a lot of, which is very cool. I think it's great tech that she included. We apologize that the list is not on screen, although my beautiful face no longer is either.
I fixed it, Eli.
Did you fix it?
I'm a genius.
I don't see it.
And by I'm a genius, I mean I went, Spencer's broken.
Hey, at least it works now.
Yeah, so now we actually do have the list up. It's a little wonky. Still working on it. Apologies, everyone.
And even then, the starting wound total, 149 without Crownspine. And most of that is coming back. Or at least has the ability to come back.
Oh, there we go. It's beautiful. I love it. Not quite yet.
I think this list is fantastic. I really liked it when we were reviewing it on the review stream, and I still like it now. I think that's emphasized by the fact that Ashlee is I think she's 2-1 today.
I believe so.
I think she's 2-1. That's
I believe
still
so.
some good success. Get 2 more wins, get a 4-1 record. That's excellent.
Yeah, and honestly, these are the kind of the list, minus the Crownspine, where I know I've memed a lot about the 320 zombies list.
You absolutely have.
But at the same time, like, man, Soulblight might be my next army. I like the models are cool. The rules are fun. It's not too much magic, but it's enough magic. You know, you got some buffs,
which would be quite a change for you.
I know.
As someone who is very purportedly been like, magic isn't real.
I've changed my stance, Eli.
You changed your stance.
Magic might be a little real. You know
Guys,
what?
This is a monumental moment. I don't think you understand. Steven, very, very much like one of his mottos for playing Age of Sigmar was that magic isn't real.
Yeah.
Straight up, like, he plays Stormcast Eternals, doesn't do wizards. Doesn't do wizards at all.
No, magic isn't real. My hero phase is about 12 seconds.
Seriously, it's if he has a prayer, he rolls a prayer.
Unlike Eli, whose hero phase is about 30 minutes.
No, you know what? I've reined it in. I have a lot of spell casting, but I've got it down to the routine. I'm not Zinch. I'm Seraphon.
But I've changed my stance slightly. Some magic is real. You know what's not real, though?
What?
The Battle Shock phase doesn't exist.
Battle Shock phase doesn't exist. No.
It's useless.
It exists purely to bring back zombies. And
Might as well not be there.
I mean, it's going to exist for you. You know that, right? If you play Soulblight.
That's fine.
But it only exists to bring back your shit.
But it's good for me.
It's good. That is true. Also, end of the movement phase of its course love.
Yeah. So Ashlee is up against a fellow Weird Knobs. Not Harrison Joe.
Not Harrison Joe. With his beautiful locks of curly hair.
With his beautiful locks of curly hair. And he's running 4 Night Judicators.
God, I hate Judicators so much. Night Judicators so much. They are absolutely fantastic units. 4 of them might be a little much, but he's definitely going for the hero sniping strategy. They're both with 3 rend.
And they snipe some heroes.
And they do 3 damage each, I believe.
Yep. Spencer's also mentioned, if we want a Joe hair cam,
we can provide that.
We might be able to provide that.
We can absolutely.
But only if the people want it.
Only if the people want it. There's 94 Night Adjudicators. He's got Gardas, which is why also explains the Hallow Knights.
Our Big Boss Jeff is actually in this list.
Big Boss Jeff? Oh, that's right. Jeff, yeah. Lord Wizard on Bird Monster.
On Bird Monster, which is...
I believe it's an Arcanum on Tarlon?
It is an Lord Arcanum on Tarlon, which it's given that aura of +1.
Yep.
It's given that aura of +1. It's got the Chain Lightning for the extra damage.
Right.
It's got Master of Magic. It's re-rolling its spells,
which is good.
It's got Scintillating Trail, which means -1 to Unbind, which in this meta, the Magic meta, is actually really useful.
Yeah, it makes it pretty tanky when it comes to going in against Wizards.
So I'm pretty sure what Joe is doing in this list, he has all the Night Judicators. They're just going to be sitting around in a big circle around Jeff, Lord Wizard on Bird Monster, getting +1 to hit. Or +1 to something. +1 to hit or wound. It might be wound.
Might be wound.
It might be wound. I'm not 100% sure. I'll check. But they're just sitting there getting that buff. Tarlon can't be targeted outside of 9.
Yeah, great. It's got the Mirror Shield on.
So the Judicators are just sitting 30 inches away?
Pretty much.
30 inches away.
30-inch range bows.
So you're taking 3 attacks? 4 attacks?
I want to say 4. I want to say it's 1. I want to say it's 1 attack per Night Judicator. Maybe 2. I had to double check. All I know is it's 3 rend, 3 damage, and it snipes my heroes out.
Night Judicator with Griffhounds. Oh, I forgot about the bestest boys.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even think about that. Yeah,
the bestest boys. It is
8 Griffhounds with these.
It is two attacks per Judicator.
Okay, cool.
At 30 inches, which is essentially the entire board.
8 attacks total. But even more important, he gets 8 Griffhounds.
He does.
Which are fantastic little doggos, little bird doggos. I love seeing them used. They're great for screening out back. They stop teleports because you can just plop them all over the backfield. They can screen effectively, and I believe they allow you to shoot something essentially when something drops down near them.
Yes.
Which could be useful in this matchup because if they summon and they're
that is true. When it's something is deployed or set up on the board, within, I don't remember, I might be 6 inches.
There's some sort of range, but if he spreads them out enough, it pretty much that hurts Ashlee when she brings stuff back on the board.
Yeah, she's gonna have
bring
to
stuff up through the.
She's gonna have to walk to that hero blob, and it's not gonna be pretty.
No.
But yeah, that Tarlon is adding +1 to hit.
Jeff knocking our camera around. How rude of you. But we're back on.
But yeah, so there's 4 of them.
There's 4 of them.
So
can't emphasize that enough. 30
inches away, you're getting 2 attacks per model. So that is 8 attacks, 2s and 2s, -3 rend, 3 damage every single turn on basically the entire board. You can't hide.
I hate it.
You can't run.
I love it, but I hate it.
You can't hide. So all of your heroes are in danger. It honestly depends on where you put that. Don't do that.
Sorry.
Don't do that.
I like the sniper sound. I thought it was
Don't do that. You're gonna our poor viewers' ears.
I'm sorry, guys.
But it's
rip headphones. Yeah, but less vampires.
Yeah, but less vampires.
Fair.
So, where you put that obscuring terrain in this matchup, Eli, because you set up the terrain, is going to be extremely important.
I did not set up the terrain actually for today.
Oh.
Because of the map for Survival of the Fittest, Jeff and Matt were supposed to set up the terrain because they wanted to change it up a little bit.
All right. Yeah. Well,
so this might be a new layout then in a minute than we know.
We will find out. But yeah, this list is 4 Judicators of Tarlon buffing them with spells, Mirror Shield, and he's got some Battle Line. He's got some Vindictors and some Liberators, which are, I agree. This is going to be a little difficult for Ashlee to deal. She's going to have to get in and tag those Judicators so they can't shoot out of combat. Otherwise, every single one of her heroes is going to die.
Pretty much. And she's got to hopefully hope that she doesn't lose enough bodies. Although on the flip side, Joe could have some problems because it's a lot of wound density that he has to chew through, and a lot of his damage comes from just Judicators.
Just 3 damage shots.
Yeah.
So he can deal 24 damage a turn reliably.
Yep. And the zombies get around the Unleash Hell.
But there's 80 zombies.
There's still 80 zombies.
There's 80 zombies.
And the zombies get around the Unleash Hell.
They do. And
if your unit's 60 inches away, those zombies are getting in.
Yeah, they are. But there's 80 zombies.
There's still 80 zombies.
80 wounds. And yeah, sure, they have a 6-up save. Who cares? There's 80 of them.
Who cares? They can also get wounds back.
They come back. At the end of the turn, they come back.
Not just that, but when they kill models on a 2-up, they get to replace a zombie back.
Yeah, that's what I meant. At the end of the turn, they come back. Battle Shock, they come back. You can't get rid of them.
You can't get rid of them.
They're slow. They're going to shamble at you. So we'll have to see if Joe
Shamble forward.
Yeah. We'll have to see if Joe can make the DPS check he needs to sit on objectives. He has no models, basically.
Yeah. Well, I say no models, but he's got 5 Vindictors, another 5 Vindictors, another 5 Liberators, another 5 Liberators.
He has 25 models. Ashlee has 80 zombies.
He's also got 3 Raptors with long strikes. I think you forgot that part.
He's got 23 models. 28.
That's less than what you were saying before.
28 models. 28 models. Ash has 40 zombies.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a DPS check for him. We'll see if he can make it. I think he has a pretty good chance.
Model count is an issue for Joe in this matchup, for sure. And we'll see. The thing is that he has
Scions as well, so he's not getting the extra bodies with those Redeemers.
That's true. And that would help him in this matchup as far as objective control. Again, there's only 3 objectives, though. They're each going to pick 3 units that are like predatory units, and so if they kill an opponent's predatory unit with like their own, they get extra VPs, that kind of thing. I think it's pretty obvious who Ashlee is probably going to pick. It's going to be the Graveguard.
Yeah, we didn't mention that she does also have 20 Graveguard.
Yeah, which she's got Graveguard, she's got Kronspine, and I would bet that she's going to pick one of the zombie units.
Yeah. Both of them have units and hunters. Not really going to matter much. That Tarlon can do it, but it's probably not going to get into combat that much. Ashlee, I was just going back to Ashlee just to check. She's a 9-drop, so she is probably going to get to decide who goes first.
Yes.
And I think she wants first turn.
Maybe.
If she gives it to Joe, she doesn't get on objectives, and he just gets a free turn of shooting her.
I think it entirely depends on how they deploy, though.
That is true.
If Joe does deploy a little bit forward, absolutely you take the first turn, because if she can get the zombies in, get that started on. If she deploys back and he deploys back, why not give the first turn away? If she snipes that stuff, remember, because the Necromancer can shrug wounds off to the zombies, and I think the Vampire Lord can, too?
I don't believe so. I think it just busts it.
Maybe.
We'll check that, but I don't believe...
I'm sure Chris will tell us in a second if we're wrong.
That's true.
Which we appreciate.
But yeah, speaking of deployment, let's go ahead and take a look at where they're actually deploying, because you said deployment is going to matter in this matchup just because of...
Not only the wonky deployment.
Yeah, how different these armies are.
Yeah.
The Kronspine, which I hate, got to plug that again. I don't think it's going to do much in this matchup, because Joe can deal with it extremely easily.
So it depends on where she can get the Kronspine.
That is true. And
the Kronspine can clear the hordes very well.
It can clear the hordes.
It can handle the Graveguard very well, because it does not it's fine with the Graveguard.
The Kronspine is on Soulblight.
You're absolutely right. In this matchup, the Kronspine just goes in and kills all the heroes.
So if the Kronspine is clearing the Graveguard, something has gone very wrong.
You are correct, and I messed up.
Well,
I think in this case...
I admit, it going into the graveyard is technically possible in this game.
That's also true.
But something has gone horribly wrong. Actually, who does Ashlee have that bound to?
That's a good question. What does it say? I think it's the Vampire Lord.
It is bound to Larlock, the Shadow King.
So the
Necromancer.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Necromancer is probably going to be one of the tougher heroes to kill, even though all her heroes are in a lot of danger.
Right,
just because of the sheer output of those Judicators.
But remember, they're also going to be -1 to hit a lot of the time, because she's going to keep them near the zombie blocks, and a lot of his damage is predicated on shooting. The melee blocks are going to have to chew through all the screens to get to the heroes.
That is true.
And zombies going twice with Van Hells?
I don't know if he's even going to put the melee blocks, because none of his melee troops are heavy hitters. They're built to sit there and just take damage.
You're right, but if he doesn't put them down to at least screen his heroes, and Ashlee just gets to them, That's great for Ashlee.
That is a good point.
Plus, he needs to work on clearing those screens, otherwise he's not getting to those heroes. So there's a lot of tit for tat, a lot of play back and forth here. I think both players could do well.
Getting a little bit of ponytail cam there.
Did we get a little bit of ponytail cam? I was looking at you.
But
so
unfortunately, we did get ponytail cam, but it's not Spencer's ponytail. It's not what the people want. We'll get it someday, folks.
We'll get it. We'll get there. So yeah, I think we also forgot to mention Joe's running 2 holy commands.
Yes. Oh yeah, he took the extra holy command.
Yep.
He has
Thunderbolt Volley,
and Call for Aid.
So
he's like, what? I think I want to take the best holy commands.
I think so. And I mean, he built a list that utilizes both of them well. He's got 4 Redeemer units at min size that can do Call for Aid, that can utilize Call for Aid. So and Call for Aid is anywhere on the board.
And it is, it's anywhere on the board. Well, it's when a Redeemer unit dies. You can put it. It's so many zombies. So many zombies.
Anyway, Steven, tell us more about Call for Aid.
Call for Aid is anywhere within 12 of a knight or within 18 of a lord, I believe.
Right, but that's where they come down.
More than 9 away. Anytime anywhere on the board a Redeemer unit dies.
Right.
Which it's any Redeemer unit less than 5 models, which in other armies isn't that much. But when you're bringing back a unit that has two wounds per model, 3 up save.
3 up save. That's the big part.
For Stormcast, that's a lot of models you have to chew through.
Yep. Absolutely.
I have to admit, I slept on it when I first read the book, but honestly, bringing back those durable units, especially when you can charge them into something really nasty and use that kind of like as a tactical reposition.
Yep.
That's a great tech piece to have, just to move those super slow units across the board.
Yep, absolutely. And then he has Thunderbolt Volley, likely to be used on the long strikes. He's only got 3, but it's still extra damage. Like shooting with long strikes twice in a turn, it can fuck somebody up. If he's got them in the right position, they're also 30-inch range. They're doing 2 mortals on 6s to hit. Whatever they do, I believe it's 6s to hit. They do 2 mortals, and then they have 2 rend, and they do 2 damage each. Like 2 rounds of that, even 3 models can really hurt something. It's very possible that Joe just Thunderbolt volleys and just shoots right into that Kron Spine and gets as much damage as possible like early on and just knocks it down.
Yeah.
The thing is, there's no, if I remember correctly, there's no endless spells on either of the list, so there's no way that that's going to happen, that the Kron Spine's going to level up that way.
He has to get into the Tarlon if he wants any levels at all.
Is the Tarlon a monster?
I believe so. I'll double check.
If the Tarlon's a monster, then that's the only way that he could...
The Tarlon is a monster.
Okay, so that's the only way that the Kron Spine could level up. If Joe plays it right, the Kron Spine probably should not get to the Tarlon.
So he can easily shoot down the Kron Spine in a couple of turns.
Yeah.
The thing is, if he's shooting the Kron Spine, he's not shooting zombies.
That's right. He's not shooting everything else.
That's the hard choice Kron Spine forces you to make, because you have to put, if you want to guarantee it, you have to put 18 wounds into it.
You have to.
And the moment you don't, the moment you're like, oh, I'm good with 14 or 15. The moment
you don't, there's a chance.
The moment you do that, that's when your opponent is going to roll that really high numbers on that 3d6 and just completely.
We saw that yesterday with Joel.
Correct. Joel rolled
there was one point where he had 12 wounds on the Kron Spine.
He had 14 wounds on the Kron Spine. Joel rolled a 15 on 3d6. And that's not only is that extremely bad for your tempo.
Yeah.
But it just feels bad. You just wasted all that damage.
And it didn't matter.
And it doesn't matter.
Because the Kron Spine healed at the end of the turn.
So for Joe to kill the Kron Spine, which I don't even know if he wants to do, because a unit of 5 Vindictors or Liberators can tank it for a couple turns and just hard hit it.
It's very possible.
And then with Call for Aid, what you do is when they die, you summon them right back and you charge them right back into it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he actually wants to shoot the Kron Spine or try to kill zombies and get less bodies on the points, but at the same time, they're also super tanky and they just come back. So it's a hard choice for Joe to make.
Yeah, or he's got another opportunity. The Necromancer. He could fire everything at the Necromancer for a turn, hope he gets lucky on some of Ashlee rolls, and it just goes wild.
Oh my God, that is true. I don't think Ashlee's going to give him the turn, because where she's deployed the Kron Spine, if she's thinking about it, where she's deployed the Kron Spine is the worst possible place for a while. Because if she lets Joe go first, he snipes out the Necromancer, which he can 100% achieve. Unless he rolls miraculously poorly.
Ashlee has to roll. Remember, Ashlee also has the body shrug for the Necromancer and the ward, so she has to roll kind of poorly in order
That is
for the
true, but
Necromancer to die.
Necromancer has what, 5 wounds?
It's only like 5 wounds, though.
5 wounds, and it has anywhere between what 19 and 24 damage on average coming through. On 2s and 2s, you have basically ones are failing.
Yeah, no.
So you have triple his health coming in at him. So you have to roll extremely well. So if she gives him the turn, which I don't think she will, but if, and he kills the Necromancer, that Kronspine is now locked in combat with both of those zombie units, and it's going to be killing them for the rest of the game.
Right, because of the way that she deployed it. It's inside 3 inches. She can't deploy it. It's
they
now
can't
in
retreat.
Combat. You're right. I think that's Joe's best play if he's going to.
I don't think it's going to happen. She's not going to give him the turn.
I agree. I don't think she's going to give him the turn. I think you're right because of the way that
she is not a bad player.
No.
She knows how to run the Kronspine. Where she put it would be insane if she expected to give away the turn. She's not going to give away the turn. Oh, and I apologize. It would be in combat with one of the zombie units because the Kronspine is here. I mistakenly thought this was Kronspine for 1 second, but it is not.
Manfred.
That is Manfred. But it's still in a really bad position because if it goes wild here, these 2 units are going to be sitting here for the rest of the game because these zombies cannot kill a Kronspine.
Yes.
And this Kronspine cannot kill enough zombies.
Well, to be fair, they can do mortal wounds. Remember, they do mortal wounds on 6s to hit.
Can they do 18 mortal wounds turn?
If Van Helsing is on them, yeah.
Is she going to waste Van Helsing to kill her own Kronspine, or is she just going to let them sit there?
I mean, so there's 2 options, right? They can come back.
Thank you, Pit Grot Brian. Special shout out for the Pit Grot, risking his life down in the pit of Crumpin with all the animals to bring us the play-by-play.
He's given us the terrain scenario, which we like so much. No, they get extra. I'm gonna have to get that list of Predator units again, but
oh, interesting. So. Yeah, so if you're actually just joining us for the day 2 stream, we do have some interesting terrain rules. Nothing too outlandish, and a lot of stuff is actually in the core rulebook. We're just adding it to the terrain just to make terrain actually matter a little bit. So we have defensible, which means it's a garrison. Models with less than 10 wounds can jump into it. Get that +1 to save.
+1 to save, -1 to hit.
-1 to hit, all the good stuff, but they have to be in there. And that is actually going to be the 2 houses. So here and here are defensible.
Yep.
And then we also have impassable, which means you cannot go over it. You can fly over it, but you can't land on it.
You can't land on it.
You cannot land on it, and our impassables are in the corners here. And the really interesting one, depending on who is attacker or defender, we're trying to figure that out right now, is our obstructing terrain, which means if you
terrain?
Obscuring terrain, which means if you draw a line between 2 models and more than 3 inches of that goes over the obscuring terrain, you can't target each other with shooting attacks.
Yep.
Interesting. So Ashlee was the attacker, so I believe she got to pick. No, defender gets to pick sides.
Defender gets to pick sides. So attacker gets first deployment.
I bet you anything. Joe picked his side to deny Ashlee this obscuring terrain.
100%.
100%.
I would absolutely have done that because if I was Ashlee and I had that side, I'm putting Manfred behind that. Or I'm putting the Vampire Lord and the Necromancer.
100%. So they just sit there. They can't be targeted by his Judicators, which his list is based on.
His list is very focused on the
The more interesting thing is Ashlee was a 9-drop. She dropped first. Joe's an 11-drop. She gave Joe the turn. I 100% did not think she would give away the turn. I think this puts her in a lot of danger if she can't hide the Necromancer that well.
We'll see. Chris is asking if there's anything in outflank or in the grave sites. It looks like the Grave Guard are the grave sites because I don't see them on the board. But I'm not sure. Let me look at that list, Steven. If you could get the Ashlee's list up, we can figure out what's on the board, what's not.
Yeah, of course. Let me just get that for you real quick.
Okay, so we got Mystic Shield going on that unit of Liberators right there in the front.
So yeah, it looks like the Graveguard and the Direwolves.
The Graveguard and the Direwolves are
and
are
everything else.
in the grave
Everything else is on the board.
At the very least, they're off the board. Don't know if Ashlee's outflanking anything with the Legion of Night ability, but at the very least, they're summonable, which means I believe they can go in the gravesites.
Correct. Yes.
So. And then Chris also mentioning Secret Tech, the Vampire Lord command ability, which you activate in combat. But it lasts until your next hero phase.
Oh, that is not a secret tech by any means. That is a extremely well-known combo.
It's secret tech if you haven't played against Matt Robish.
It is. It's extremely good.
Yeah.
The zombies don't hit very hard until you give them 3 attacks.
Yeah, because you use it in your combat phase. Use it in your opponent's combat phase. Oh, if the opponent takes the turn again, use it in their combat phase.
And I believe they have some tech where those zombies can fight twice.
That's Van Hell's. That's the
Van
spell
Hell's,
from
yes.
the Necromancers. Van Hell's. Yep.
Thunderbolt
volley into Manfred?
No.
Into Manfred.
Into Manfred?
Yes.
I thought he said into Necromancer.
No.
Oh, fascinating.
It was to Manfred.
Well, Crunchman is kind of new, so Ashlee might not get punished for that deployment.
I agree. I agree. Havoc shooting the Necro, I think, would have been better, even at -1 to hit. If you're doing it with the long strikes, getting those 6s just means mortal wounds.
I actually don't know where the Necromancer is right now. I believe he might be here. That might also be the Vampire Lord. I'm not sure where the Necromancer actually is.
One of the heroes might be in Outflank. I don't see him on the board.
That would be a big check piece if the Necromancer is an outflank.
I think
Just confirm the Necromancer is an outflank. Wow, okay, that changes the deployment completely.
Yeah. Manfred only took 1 wound on the Thunderbolt volley. Can't shoot the Necromancer because the Necromancer is not on the board.
Not even on the board. Wow, that's actually a very smart play by Ashlee. Yeah, big brain move. Once again, people, she knows how to pilot this army. I can't talk.
No wonder that she gave away the first turn.
No wonder she gave away the first turn.
No risk of losing Crownspine. Yeah.
No,
absolutely.
and
force them up, then come around them. Survive. You can see the brown spots on the table. The little ones like we see next to the dead leech right on the left here. Those look like they're her grave sites.
Yes. Those are her grave sites. So that's where she can summon in those Graveguard, those Dire Wolves, Necromancer, stuff like that.
Yep. The Necromancer might be outflanked.
Apologies. Necromancer is outflanked. You are right. You're right.
So the Necromancer would just be off the board, can come in later.
Yeah, but Ashlee is forcing Joe, if he wants points. Not forcing, but if he wants points, which he does, to come up with, that's how you win the game. It's crazy. Yeah, Warhammer, please give me points.
Warhammer, please give me points.
Forcing him to come up within 16 inches of those zombies.
Yeah. I think at this point what Joe is hopefully trying to do is bait the zombies into one specific unit. If he didn't really care about the zombies if he cared about the zombies getting into the unit, he would have stayed outside 60 inches. That way if they max ran, then they couldn't get into pylon. Some tech that I've learned playing against one of the better players in our club who does run Soulblight. Especially like if you were playing the Slambo mission from 2 weeks ago where they got the extra 3 inches to run. Zombies went across the board because zombies have a special pile-in attack. If they're within 6 inches of an enemy unit, they can just pile in. They don't even have to charge. That's how they get around Unleash Hell and all that good stuff. But if you stay outside 16 inches, well, then they never get 6 away from you because they only move 4 and they run a max of 6. So command ability to have them shamble forward 10 inches. If they're not within 6 inches of you, then they're forced to charge, and zombies kind of don't want to charge. They want to just not worry about that. You as the opponent, you want to force the charge because then you can unleash hell. Even if Joe's not necessarily going for quantity shooting, he's going for quality. Like, you still don't want to do that. Spencer getting a little overzealous with his ban happy powers. Maybe he's been bad touched by Robish a little bit, a couple times, too many.
Yeah. So going into not no casting, a little bit of casting.
A little bit of casting. You got the Mystic Shield on the.
He got the Mystic Shield, and I believe he got the. Does Tarlon get 2 spells a turn? No, one spell.
Okay.
One spell.
Oh, so he has the Mirror Shield, Arcane Tome.
Arcane Tome lets you cast another spell.
Yes.
So he did get off the Chain Lightning, I believe, into some zombies.
But I thought he had the Mirror Shield.
I don't know if it did anything. Oh, that's true. Never mind. He does have the Mirror Shield.
Yeah. So you just went ahead and went for Mystic Shield. I don't think he had any. Did he have anything in range for Chain Lightning? I don't think so.
No, he did not. So he did get the Mystic Shield off on that front unit of That looks like Liberators.
Yep.
With the swords.
Yeah, I think there's a Liberator unit down and a Vindictor unit down. I think he's got the other one of each up in the sky. Mm-hmm. But you see the 4 Night Judicators all right there. Now let's talk about the Predator Prey units.
Oh, fascinating.
In this matchup.
Unlike some of the other heroes, those Gryph-hounds do not have to stay near the Judicator.
No, they don't.
They're completely separate units. They're one of the 4 separate base sizes Gryph-hounds could be on.
There are 4 different base sizes?
I believe, no, 3. There's 3 different base sizes.
What the hell?
There's these Gryph-hounds.
Stormcast, why?
There's the actual Gryph-hound unit.
Yeah.
And then there's the Lord Impuritant Gryph-hound, which has to stay near him, which is on a smaller base size. And it's actually slightly smaller than the other Gryph-hound models, and it is adorable.
That is actually really annoying.
Adorable?
I mean, yeah, Bird Dog's adorable. No denying that.
The bestest boys. But yeah, so they can actually, she gets those Gryph-hounds for, Joe doing Ferocious Advance with, I assume, actually I don't know. Oh, probably maybe these 3 units here.
Yep.
Because that looks like 3 inches.
Yep. That looks like a Ferocious Advance formation right there.
Yeah, so getting those, they're Gryph-hounds. They have no save. Well, they have a 6-up save. They're pretty bad. Yeah. But getting a free speed bump, not bad.
I was going to say, not bad. And again, in this matchup specifically, I think the Gryph-hounds also are great. When the stuff comes on the board for when Ashlee brings stuff on the board, then Joe can just shoot at him for free. It's not even a command ability.
He's not keeping them near the Judicators. So they're not going to get that free shoot.
Up here's got a good amount. And there's a set down in the bottom right corner. I don't know where the 4th unit is.
You do get 2 per.
Yeah, it's 2 per Judicator.
Wow, that is actually, I thought it was 1. That is actually excellent. So yeah, we can get rid of the scores here, and we can try to see where the other unit.
Strike Raptors in the back, and there's the 4th unit. Okay.
The other unit is here. So it looks like he's actually using these 2 on the bottom to try to screen out a little bit, which is also very clever. I don't know what he's trying to screen out, because most of the Seminoles can only come in from Gravesite, and it's not like the Necromancer is going to flank. I think she has a Necromancer and outflank specifically to guard against it going down in Kronspine, tearing in her own army.
As soon as she can, she'll just as soon as she has a good opportunity, she'll just bring it in and then use it to buff. So that's the thing. Now let's talk about the Predator units, because the way Survival of the Fittest works is there are 3 units for each army that are designated the Predator units.
Yep.
If they kill the opponent's Predator unit, that's an extra VP that they get.
You get points?
You get extra points.
I don't know if you knew, Eli, but points win the game.
Points do win the game. All right. So here's the tech. Joe's Predator units are all 3 of the Night Judicators that aren't on the snow bases. So that's the 2nd through 4th. If you're looking at your screen right there, Steven's going to go ahead and highlight them. Those are his Predator units. So if they kill any of Ashlee's Predator units, they will he'll get an extra VP. And
which is a good call for Joe. They deal a lot of damage. They're hard to get to.
That's the whole point, right? If Ashlee uses her zombies or her Kronspine, she gets extra VPs. Now there's some interesting take here. Because Kronspine is never actually killed by a Predator unit because of the way his rules work, he never gives up the extra VP for going down by from a Predator unit.
I hate that fucking thing.
It's incredibly smart tech for this map. I'm going to put a star on my notes about that. Oh, that's Gorslav on the board. So the Vampire Lord is also off the board then.
Vampire Lord. Oh, Vampire Lord is also off the board.
Because that's Gorslav.
Interesting. So she's not going to be able to get any of her buffs on the zombies first turn.
Right, but she's also preventing them from being shot off.
End of movement, I think Vampire Lord can come in, correct?
But it would be her movement phase.
End of her movement phase.
So she's basically sacrificing buffs on turn 1 in order to protect them from all the shooting.
Fascinating. But if they do come in turn 2, they're going to have to be within, what, 6 inches of a board edge?
If they're outflanking, yes, which I believe both of them would be.
So they're just going to be, they're not going to get lookouts, sir, unless she doesn't move the zombies up. I'm interested to see what her thinking is, because like we said, she doesn't know how to pilot this army. She must have some kind of check piece, be thinking about some kind of check piece. So I'm interested to see where it goes.
Yeah. I imagine it's solely got to be because she's trying to protect them, right? And then Gorslav still has the bodyguard strag, and she's less concerned about Gorslav going away than she is about the others.
That is true.
So,
Gorslav gets her some free units back, which she could get on a die roll, so it doesn't hurt her a whole lot if Gorslav goes down.
Yeah.
She would like to keep him, but it's one of her heroes that she doesn't mind if it goes down.
yes,
Probably.
exactly. Gardas is about to do his...
That is a good point. Gardas is also in the sky, I believe, or is he right here?
No, Gardas is right there.
Gardas is right here, providing that 5-up ward in a 12-inch bubble. That's way too big for a 12-inch bubble, but, you know, it's representative.
Of course, he's also about to do, what is the Steel Soul?
Saintly Assault?
Yeah, that thing. Steven, can you tell me what that does?
I can, actually.
Do you remember?
I remember vaguely. I'm going to double-check the rules before I say it into the stream.
Because surprisingly, I have faced very little Gardas in 3rd edition right now.
He's a bit of a sleeper. He does give that 5-up ward to the Hallowed Knight. The problem with Gardas is in order to play him, you have to play Hallowed Knights.
Right, he is a Hallowed Knight keyword.
Welcome to the wall. And the problem with Hallowed Knights is you're not playing Hammers of Sigmar, and you're not playing Astral Templars.
That's also that's a fair point, which are, I think, probably two of the best stuff.
Gardas is very good.
Yeah.
But you have to play him in Hallowed Knight. But Saintly Assault is re-rolling charge rolls for Hallowed Knight units wholly within 12.
Oh.
You also get one of the, maybe the bigger thing, depending on your army build, is you get to add one to the attack characteristics of all melee weapons used by Hallowed Knights units within 12 as well.
Okay.
So what you want to be doing with Gardas is you want to stack the board with paladins, and then give all those paladins +1 attack.
That's pretty good deck. It's pretty good deck.
It's pretty good.
I think in this case, what he wants to do is he wants to get that Vindictor unit in, because the one that didn't, because the Liberator unit ran, right, so it can't
Correct.
charge. But that Vindictor unit,
he wants that Vindictor unit with the. Oh no, yeah, not. Oh, interesting. We'll pick up Brian to see what he actually ran to get Ferocious Advance, because I would think he wants to get this unit with the Mystic Shield into the zombies. We're getting Pickrap Brian to check on that. It is a dangerous mission, so it might take him a second.
Yep. He's jumping into the pit of Crumpin.
But yeah, Gardas, honestly, he's not bad. He actually smacks decently hard in melee. Like I keep saying, the only problem with Gardas is you have to play Hallowed Knights.
You have to play Hallowed Knights. You can include him in other lists, but then he only affects himself.
He only affects himself, which is not as good.
Not as good at all. And Hallowed Knights, that's the Storm Host where they fight on death, right?
Only Paladins, I believe.
Only Paladins. Yep. Okay. So just like we said, like Steven said, it's in fact those 3 units that ran, just like he thought from the formation.
And it looks like he's going to be re-rolling charges for these Vindictors and giving them +1 attacks, which Vindictors don't hit awful.
But extra attacks that you can roll those 6s to do mortal wounds on.
Yeah, that would not be bad.
It's 1 mortal wound and the attack sequence ends, right?
Redeemers fight on death. That is, it's not Paladins. It's Redeemers fight on death.
Redeemers fight on death.
And I believe it's on a. Welcome first time chatter, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you.
On a die roll.
Oh, and it's on a die roll. Okay.
Yeah. I believe it's on a. It's either on a 4-up or a 2-up. Everything in Stormcast is on a 4-up or a 2-up. So let's see.
Except for all of your mortal wounds when you die.
Yeah. Except for that.
Those are just 6s.
It is on a 4-up. So Redeemer units fight on a 4-up. Yeah.
Now, do you roll for the unit or do you roll for each model?
Model.
It's each model.
It's each model, yeah. And the weird thing about that is Hallowed Knights is all about them Paladins, right? I believe so. I believe that's the one that's about Paladins.
I don't know. Something cares about Paladins. Things always care about Paladins.
True. Welcome to the wall. So, yeah, all of his battle line are going to be able to fight on death.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Which their Stormcast battle line, they don't fight super hard. They fight decently.
So interesting enough, I guess, with that first unit that he wants to bring back dies. So he dies. He rolls to see if they fight.
Oh,
and then he can call for it and bring it back.
We totally missed it. He actually got that unit into which, I mean, the charge was really short. He's re-rolling it.
I was saying it's just 9. It was just 9 with a reroll, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he brought those in. You're right.
Because those came down. Them and then the Vindictor unit on the
wow,
bottom left. I think,
screening out this graveside, I think, as well. So nothing can come out of that. That's a great tech play.
Because remember, people, for gravesites, they have to, if they come out of a gravesite, they got to be wholly within 12 of the gravesite, which is just a point. But they got to be 9 away from enemy units. So if he can screen off essentially a 3-inch bubble around the gravesite, he can take it away from being used.
Yeah, and he 100% doesn't want those Graveguard coming into his army.
Yeah.
Because we have a 3-up save on Stormcast, but Graveguard can still hurt, and there's 20 of them.
Yeah. So if he can hold off the Graveguard as long as possible, at least until he deals with one of the big threats, either the Kron Spine or at least a zombie unit, and force it to be starting to come back,
that is true.
The better for him. Because, like we said earlier, he is lacking on bodies compared to
He does not have anybody. He is not a Storm Keep because he wanted to bring those units down within 9.
Yes.
But because of that, those objectives, it's the first turn, so he wouldn't be needing the extra bodies now anyway.
No.
But after turn 3, those Redeemers would be counting as 3 on objective, which for Stormcast is really important if you're lacking on those bodies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they counted for 3 for anything that's not in your deployment zone, right? Start?
Turns 1 and 2, it's wholly within or partially wholly within.
Enemy territory?
Your territory. They count as 3.
Oh, that's right.
At top of 3.
Your zone and breaks out. That's right.
At top of 3, they count them 3 for everything.
Yeah. So these 3 are in just straight up in no man's land, so you can't count for 3 early on. Yep.
Was there some combat that we missed, or do the zombies get to pile in before combat?
No, I think Joe might have fired.
Oh yeah, there are. If you'll notice, there are 2 missing zombies here. So he killed 6 zombies. Oh, thank you. I was staring into Eli's eyes, so I didn't notice.
Thank you, Chris.
Oh, that is true. Yeah. I didn't even notice her arm was covering it. He killed 6 zombies.
Why. Yep.
Which is decent, I suppose.
Ashlee being really smart when it comes to using these zombies, getting them movement trays so that she can be efficient with when it comes to just moving them off the board until it's time to get them off.
That is true. Yep.
I used to use them. I use them a lot when I'm running like 70 skinks in my list. In my Seraphon list, but at some point they also become a hassle.
Yeah,
they kind of become restricting.
Any type of horde unit, you definitely need these.
You definitely want to be running movement trays until you're really used to running the list and getting efficient with it. Mm-hmm. Because let me tell you, movement trays make deploying a lot easier.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy some of these for my bucket of zombies.
Oh God, please don't bring that up.
When I run my Seraphon, only run Seraphon.
Okay. For the last year, yes, that is pretty much what
Eli plays at being, a big fuzzy teddy bear, but this guy.
Don't play against me in a tournament. I'm ruthless.
He's like, you know what I'm gonna run?
Actually, I am really sportsman-like. I try to be at least.
Thunder lizards.
Also, thank you. First time. Shock Gasmlin. I have to look really close because of the blue. It makes it hard.
Chance/Andrew, by the way. Eli can't beat me.
No, I don't beat Chance. That's right. That's fair.
Thank you for bullying. Thank you for bullying one of our club bullies.
God, it's been too long since I played against Andrew. Last time we played, I think, was the tail end of 2nd edition. Oh, no. I'm sorry. There was the 1,000-point tournament at the beginning of their edition. Either way, he was running Giants both times, and I was running like Starborn. He just stomped me.
You know, Eli, I've played more games with you than against you.
That's also a fair point. We had that team tournament where we definitely super try-harded.
I've only ever played against you a single time.
Really?
Correct. We've played a doubles event and just a pickup doubles game together.
Oh, that's right, because we did that doubles game like way in 2nd edition where you were playing your KO. No, we did. I think that might have.
No, that was another doubles event. We played a pickup doubles game.
Yeah.
With just one game. But we played together.
Yeah.
I've only ever played you once.
We're going to have to change that.
Joe, a man of culture, also hates the Incarnate.
Which is funny because he runs Marathi.
Marathi not as bad as the Incarnate.
Also, Andrew, you're correct. You don't run comp giants. You run the fun giants. You just run them really well. Because, good players.
All giants are comp giants.
Spencer trying to talk shit in chat.
Pit Grop Brian overhearing this conversation and shaking his head.
Andrew, we're gonna have to get a game sometime. Miss your face. It was great.
All are welcome at Wonkos.
That's true. But he's in San Antonio, so it was a little hard for him to make it up.
It's about an hour drive.
Yeah. Also, Steven, we're gonna have to get a game in. Now that you say that, we're gonna have to get a game.
I've been avoiding you, Eli, because you only play Thunder Lizards.
No, that's not true. I have played Starborn far more than I have played Thunder
No, actually, the one game we played was against your Iron Jaws.
Was it really? Was that when I was running Iron Jaws still?
The game we played when I first started, where my Thundercats ate your Mark Crusher. That's right. That's the only game we've ever played.
So it wasn't even a
no,
full
it wasn't.
Point game.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Remember when Gotrek just marched right up the board and chomped on all your Slans?
That's right.
That's true.
You actually just wrecked all my heroes.
On the Vice.
Yep.
When I had Stormcast Super Friends.
Yep,
and
that's right.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Gotrek and Josh wrecked my shit.
Yeah. All right. So going into some more combat here. Oh, it looks like Joe's picking up some of the Vindictors.
Now, the thing to note here is that every model that Joe kills, Ashlee gets to roll at the end of combat for on a 2-up, bring it back.
On a 2-up, she gets a zombie.
She gets a zombie.
Which Joe being MSU and sort of elite actually helps him a lot here.
It does. It means that if he rolls well, he could get more value out of killing than she gets back, especially because zombies want to eat 1-wound models, right? Then it's a 1-for-1 trade, and usually the zombies win that matchup. But if for every it takes 2 wounds to bring back 1 model, that's not a trade that's in Ashlee's favor.
It is not. But honestly, I don't know if she really cares that much, just because of how the numbers game and how much she outweighs him on bodies already.
Ryan playing the fun. I assume you're talking about Rutherford, right? Right, Chance? Bringing all those fun beast lists, not comp.
Oh, interesting. Did the Gravekeeper get shot off the board?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't see it on the board anymore.
Or is it in the defensible terrain, which no one's utilized as of yet?
Yeah, that's true. We
will see, but I do think that Gravekeeper got shot off the board.
Would be a smart move on Ashlee's part.
Because I was about to say, she can't. He's MSU, so she's not getting a lot of zombies back from combat. But
is Gorslav alive?
But however,
Gorslav is dead.
That's what we figured.
How do we?
We're
talking too much shit.
Talking too much. We need to commentate more. But like I was saying, Eli, he has hold the line, which bring back a unit of 5. She can bring back a unit of 20.
The one that summons back does not count towards the grand strategy.
Doesn't, but each one of the zombie units, she can bring it back at half strength.
Yeah.
On a 4-up now.
It's a 5-up unless she kills a unit.
Gotcha.
She has not killed a unit yet of the enemy.
Unless Gorslav would have lived, then it would have been guaranteed.
Yeah. And it's specifically enemy units. So Gorslav dying does not improve it for her.
Gotcha.
It's only when she kills enemy units.
But once again, just kind of shining that light on Ashlee's decision to put her other heroes in that outflank, because she knew exactly what she was playing against.
Gorslav has a struggle.
Joe is an anti-hero list. That is
anti-small hero.
What he does. Honestly, anti any hero.
Manfred's got a little bit of defensive play against it. Remember, he ignores the first wound of every phase because of his whatever his ability is called, armor of something.
Yeah.
Go see Mortark boy.
That is true.
He has more wound density, so still goes through. They've got the 6-up ward. The Gorslav, even though it has the bodyguard role, it has the ward. It was just too much damage.
Oh, we're going into bottom of 1. Broken ranks on the Vindictor unit in the top right. Right here. Interesting.
It makes sense with all those zombies right there.
She can definitely do it. And she might, I don't know the range on Manfred, but she could probably bring him in if she needs a little additional support.
I'm not going to lie. I think with that many zombies on the board, which I think she only lost 1 during Battle Shock, if she rolls a bunch of 6s, there's no ward there.
Yeah, she's probably got it. Just me, I like to make sure.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Manfred, though, doesn't hit very hard, so using him as kind of a finalizer, not that great. Yeah, she can debuff that squad pretty hard.
We'll bring back the scores here, Manfred, and I believe Joe will have hold 1, hold 2.
Martin, thank you for joining. First time chat. The lists are on BCP.
The lists are on BCP.
If you, I believe if you are subscribed, you can see them. Right now, if you look for Smash and Bash, but use the ampersand.
Yeah.
Don't type out the and. Otherwise, You could find them on the list review videos that we've got on YouTube, or I think there's a VOD on Twitch right now. Ashlee's would be in the part 1.
It would be in the part 1.
Joe's maybe the tail end of part 1 or the beginning of part 2.
Yeah, I can also, if people super want it, I can also ask and see if we can share the list review page that we go and look at. It has all the lists on there.
Eventually, we could set up a bot where you have a command in chat to bring up the list, but we're not that fancy.
I'll go see if I can do that for you, Martin, and I will get back to you. Remind me, though.
Yeah,
Ashlee healing back to you.
Chance, you and me both. I do not like zombies.
Good.
That's why I think Steven's list is cancerous. 320.
That's
360.
That's the next
Whatever
list I'm working on. I got some proxy files, and I'm gonna do a 1 vampire lord and 320 zombies.
I'm gonna make my Bastiladons fire directly at your face.
That's fine. I'm gonna transport. I'm gonna get a Home Depot bucket, and that's how I'm gonna transport. I'm gonna just dump them in there.
That's right. Stompers are the play. It is big meme. Where did the big water bottle? As Eli asks questions into the void.
Once again, that is Ashlee doing broken ranks on this unit of Vindictors up here. Martin, if you're still in chat, we can actually run through the list real quick. Ashlee's got a bunch of zombies, Manfred, Vampire Lord, Necromancer, Gravekeeper. Gravekeeper is already dead.
Yeah, Gorslav dead. There's a unit of Graveguard.
There's a unit of Graveguard and a unit of Direwolves that are in the ground. I don't know what the exact
They're
term.
probably in the gravesites.
They're probably in the gravesites. And she also has a big Crondy boy right here.
Big Crondy boy.
Joe is running 4 Night Judicators, which you can see here, backed up by a Tarlon and a unit of Long Strikes. So they're all getting +1 to hit. So he has
the 3 Long Strikes.
So he's got a little bit of shooting. A little bit of shooting damage. He also has all the free Griffhounds and then a couple units of Liberators, a couple units of Vindictors.
Cronspine is bound to the Necromancer.
The Necromancer, which is off the board, which, honestly, looking back on it, it was a brilliant tactical decision by Ashlee.
It
just
was
making
a
sure
good choice because she's giving away the first turn.
She's giving away the first turn, just so that Necromancer doesn't get shot off the board and Cronspine just wails on all the zombies.
I think the choice of the Necro. Chance, you might remind me, or somebody remind me. I don't know if the Vampire Lord gets the Bodyguard strike, but the Necro at least does. So there's a chance that it could live a little bit
I think the Necromancer
longer.
does. I think the play here might be.
But it also has a worse save. So,
Oh, she might have the command ability and such Necro drop anywhere on the board. Maybe that is true. That is true.
Forgot that's a thing.
I also forgot that was a thing.
For deploying it in the back.
She also might be thinking.
Yeah, the Vampire Lord has a better save kill, so who knows.
She also might be thinking like, hey, if I want the Necromancer to die, so my Cronspine gets, essentially free buffs.
That's true.
I would be okay with that. It comes down to, would she rather have the Vampire Lord alive or the Necromancer alive? If she's thinking like that, which I know some players actually do. Some players want that hero to die, second, third round, so the Cronspine gets that +1 to hit, gets that run and charge, gets all those buffs. And it's pretty easy to just keep it away from your own army, especially if you can isolate it on one side of the board.
Yeah, and like you've been talking about, there's been a slight meme build going around in the Weird Knobs Discord where they take the, I believe it's the Sorceress from cities that can just suicide itself. And bonded to the Cronspine, and after you basically suicide at turn 1, deploy aggressively, send Cronspine in, and you actually also drop an Everblaze Comet on the other side of the field, and then it just charges and eats it.
Yeah, we did. We were actually talking about the list, but if there's a way we could get him like an easy set of list, otherwise I put it into the list for video.
Above suspicion, so we might have to check.
Yeah, that command ability that von Nitzenberg.
It's a command trait.
Command trait is talking about
We can check the list to see if she has it.
That is true. She might. I don't. Let's double check. Give us 1 second here, folks, while we check that for you. No, we talked about the command trait. It's Unbending Will.
She's Unbending Will.
Unbending Will.
Which remind me what that was again, Steve?
That's the Yndrasta Battleshock Immunity Aura, 12 inches.
Right, yeah. Basically doesn't want to take Battleshock for the zombies.
And I will update the points here. Joe scored 5 points in his first turn. So he got that battle tactic, and he got hold 1, hold more, I believe. I believe this is a hold 1, hold more? Hold 1,
I think so. Hold 1, hold 2, hold more.
Yes. Oh, Kronspot coming around into those Liberators. Let's see if those Liberators can actually tank it for a couple of rounds, because honestly, that's all Joe probably wants. So yes, Von Nitzenberg, she does not have above suspicion. She has unbending will.
So the Necromancer's not going to be able to just drop.
So we shall see. We'll see if the Necromancer comes in this turn. Because if she wants to get it into those zombies to get it the bust, she has to bring it kind of into her back objective. Oh, doing some measuring here. I'm not sure what they're going to try to bring in.
Careful, folks. That terrain was printed and painted by our very own Harrison.
Yeah,
boss.
not Joe.
Not Joe. Very much not Joe. Steven famously in our community mixing them up. Oh, it looks like they were measuring. They're measuring to make sure that the gravesite range makes sense, because there is hard for us to see because of the angle of the camera. But there's a gravesite.
There's a gravesite
right
there. Okay, so there is an. Oh yeah, because she has 3, 2.
I feel like they pushed that house a little bit to the right.
We started at 9:30. For 3-hour rounds.
Yeah, so there is a gravesite under this house. So I believe Von Nitzenberg, you're probably right. She probably is bringing in those graveguard.
I can just yell.
You're right. She is going to bring those maybe bring in those graveguard or the dire wolves over there on the right, just to give Joe something else to think about.
They're good, yeah. Graveguard are a little bit
kind of splitting.
A little slow. The direwolves are a little faster.
Yeah, kind of splitting up that front, because there's the Oh, yep, there is the Necromancer. You are right, man. Dude, our viewers are on it. They're on top of it.
They're watching.
You guys are so talented and amazing. But yeah, the Necromancer. Welcome to the wild. Welcome, wild. So yeah, that Necromancer did like we thought. The Necromancer did come in on the top of the board to give these zombies some buffs, and she is bringing in. I can't.
My eyes suck too.
I can't. Yes. What's up, man? She is bringing in. That looks like Graveguard on the side.
Yeah, that's definitely Graveguard, not direwolves. Direwolves would be a little bit more oblong of a base.
Yeah. So as a Stormcast player, this is a good move for her to do.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have that many bodies, so giving him more decisions and more fronts to worry about is going to kind of tie up his resources that he would really rather be putting on points, on zombie cleanup duty. It's Trisha. Trisha made our beautiful banner.
Steven will show you in a moment.
I will show you.
Once he fixes things.
Ta-da! Our beautiful banner. Austin Weird Knobs, come and join us. Thank you, Trisha.
We have a fun Discord.
Heart and soul of the community.
If you happen to be in the Austin area and you're somehow not part of our Discord, please
please join us. Or if you're not in the Austin area, you want to come hang out with us. That is also totally cool.
We do have plenty of people from other cities who come in and harass us every once in a while.
Yeah.
Chance in the chat being one of them. Our brother in Slambo from San Antonio.
If you're just joining us today, we are the Austin Weird Knobs. This is the Pit of Crumpin at Smash and Bash 2022. Eli will do the spiel, but it boils down to follow, subscribe, do all the things.
Do all the things. Yeah, we just dipped into the streaming game. We kind of saw.
1 second, Eli. I do want to point out. I am interrupting you.
Oh, the Vampire
Lord. Once again, Vampire Lord coming in probably just to buff these zombies because that's what the Vampire Lord loves to do.
Those zombies are in a great position right now that the Necromancer is also in position to give the ward. They've got the ranges to do all the buffs. She's going all in and killing those models.
She is making very sure that she gets that battle tactic this turn. Eli, go ahead. I apologize for interrupting you.
All right, so let's go with the whole full shill, right? We are relatively new into doing this. We had a lot of fun with this. If you've seen any of our previous games, we don't have many. There's a game between myself and Grand Texas Masters champion Matt Robish, a Soulblight versus Seraphon matchup on our YouTube. We like competitive style gaming here. We also like some narrative stuff, but the competitive gaming is not that relevant as far as content goes. prevalent as far as content goes. So we kind of want to put that. We like live streaming tournament games. We're just kind of doing this thing. We're dipping our toes in here. If you kind of like what we're doing, we'd appreciate if you drop a follow on Twitch, drop a subscription onto YouTube. Remember, subscribing on YouTube is free. And following us on Twitter at WeirdKnobs /WeirdKnobs for everything else. And if you like what we're doing, if you kind of want to follow and keep up with us and kind of just support our future endeavors, like, we'd appreciate the support. And also, if you kind of like what we're doing and you want to see more Age of Sigmar games get streamed, tell GW. Because GW, famously, for anybody who's even halfway plugged into like their tournaments, they don't stream AOS. They only stream 40K. So if you want them to keep doing it, like, tell them that you want us there, because then they'll actually start streaming the games.
That is true. And one of our viewers is right. That Vampire Lord probably using, I don't know what it's called, but it gives the zombies +1.
It's like Crimson
Feast, giving those zombies +1 attack.
And with that many zombies piled in right there,
we will know in a moment with how many dice go in the dice tray.
Just look for every 6 that you can see.
The Necromancer
is a mortal wound, and right now I don't believe those 3 are within range to get the War from Gardas.
They are not. Probably not.
Only within 12, right?
I believe so.
Yeah,
only within 12.
So, like, it's possible. If so, they're on the very edge of it.
The Necromancer also buffs zombies, but I'm not 100% sure what it does. I think it might be some kind of ward.
The main buff.
Oh,
Dance Macabre.
Dance Macabre. Yeah, letting them attack again.
3 attacks per zombie, right? She does have the command ability for extra attacks.
So I think Manfred gave her something, or the Vampire gave her something.
Vampire, I think also. I think Manfred also gave her.
Discussing with Brian what buffs are actually on those zombies right now.
It doesn't Manfred. Spend the command point. Vigor on death.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have Vigor on death, which is +1 to hit and wound. Oh my goodness, that is quite good. And we're also getting the buff from the Vampire Lord for +1 attack. Does these zombies +1 attacks, +1 to hit and wound?
+1 to hit means I think they hit on 3s now?
We're going to check, because I'm actually curious how many base attacks they get as well. They get one attack
base.
One attack base. So they're getting 2 attacks, hitting on 4s, wounding on 4s.
Okay, hitting on 4s, okay.
So,
but who cares about the force? Really? She's fishing for 6s. She wants all the mortal wounds.
They're fishing for 6s because those Vindictors have a 3-up save. The zombies don't have any rend.
They have no rend.
You're fishing for those low save rolls and the 6s.
Yep.
Which she only has to push through 6 damage. She might have it.
It is force and force, though, for because of Manfred's Vigor on Death.
That is true.
Might as well blow the load. That's right, Chris. Absolutely. So let's watch the dice trade.
Thank you,
Let's see how many
Baylor Corvette, Soulblight expert in chat. Couldn't do it without you. We have actually asked the players to use a dice box, but everyone plays differently. We've told them if they don't want to use it, they don't have to. So
we told them don't necessarily play differently for the stream.
Yep, don't play differently for the stream. We want them to be comfortable, have fun. We want to bother them as little as possible, but we do want to get
That's why we have the banner behind us.
Their amazing games on stream. So if we've asked them to use a dice tray, if they don't want to use it, we're not going to force them. But
yep. Appreciate
you know what?
Words.
You're great.
Oh yeah, and I didn't say in my spiel, like the most important thing. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank all of you for tuning in.
39 people watching us right now.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Not bad. It's the first GT that we've actually tried to stream.
Yeah, this is the first one.
We do this not just for our enjoyment, but hopefully for y'all's sake as well. And we super appreciate you guys tuning in.
That is a good point. Using the dice box might be a little bit awkward. We try to put it equidistant from both players, but once again, they don't have to use it if they don't want to. We would like them to, but hey, it's a game. Have fun. We want them to have fun and be comfortable.
We'll know how many 6s are rolled based on whether Joe pulls up the model.
That's true, yeah. It's the second day. We're all sleep deprived. We want everyone to be as comfortable as possible.
Yeah, I can see the bags on your eyes.
Those are permanent for me, Eli.
Those are permanent.
It's genetic. Thank you. Thank you. Honestly, thank you for the compliments. We're doing our best. Me and Eli have a good rapport.
100%. We really appreciate the kind words. We know we were we were fading yesterday.
Our energy definitely kind of lessens.
11 hours is a lot of streaming. You know what, Chance? Maybe if you were here, that would definitely be different. I say Slambo, next Slambo. That could be. We could change that.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we are actually driving in every day. So we wake up at 6 a.m. and drive to Bastrop from Austin every day.
Yep.
Which may or may not have been a good idea. We'll see.
It's fine.
But if you'll notice, Ashlee killed those Vindictors and made us a nice heart.
Made us a nice little heart. Look at that.
God, our players
Love
players are so lovely.
You should take a screenshot of that, Steven.
Oh, I should. We'll grab it from the VODs afterward.
We can grab it from. Well, I was saying, like, you take a screenshot and send it to me.
Send it to you.
Then I could tweet it out.
I will consider it, Eli.
Oh wait, Spencer's got a computer. Spencer, screen cap that. Screen cap the heart formation. Yeah, just take the heart itself. I don't care that the models are gone. I want to tweet out love from beyond the grave.
Yeah. Warboss Spencer might have a little bit of a hangover. I heard he got into some crazy karaoke last night. in his room by himself, like a sad, sad man.
Let's see.
Wow. I don't know if we're at top of 2 yet. Oh, the call for...
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Joe decided
once again, we were shooting the shit a little bit too hard. Missed the call for aid. He picked him up, put him right back down. Like I said, he didn't want them to die, but now he gets to use them as kind of a guard against those grave guards.
Which is kind of huge. It means that there's no open lane now straight to the Night Judicators, because those grave guards, I'm not going to lie,
the real
Judicators are going to just go ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
Doesn't want to lose the real meat of his list.
Yes.
Looks like Krond is piling in and attacking into those Liberators on the left here.
Which she did not, Ashlee didn't make the Graveguard a predatory unit, so
they did not.
She wouldn't get the extra VP.
She wouldn't get the extra VP, but compared to everything else in her army, they are a little bit squishy.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. She decided to pick the 3 anvils in her unit so that she would not give up the points, right? Not a bad strategy when it comes to this list, whereas Joe picked like 3 of the hammers that he could reasonably use in this list, but also that are going to stay far away from her army and hopefully not die.
Yeah, she chose, I think, a little bit to just kind of outlast, put more bodies on the point.
Absolutely.
Drown him in wounds that he just can't take off the board, which, as Soulblight, is a good strategy.
And not a bad move, because if Joe wants to basically take that laser sight from all the Judicators and throw them at the Graveguard, he can go through them.
Yeah. Both of these players kind of exemplifying their armies a little bit. Yeah. Joe, a durable hammer.
Yep.
And
Joe, a durable hammer?
3-up save on everything?
I suppose.
Stormcast,
durable hammer. Yeah, nope, that sounds right.
They're slightly durable hammer, because...
That's true. She can still pile. Ashlee can pile in the middle zombie horde. It's great.
That is true. Pile in 6.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, that is.
Gotta be within 6 inches.
It's pretty good ability.
Zombies OP. Please nerf. I'm kidding, but do raise their point cost a little bit. They are kind of really efficient right now for Soulblight.
Nah. You don't get to say anything, Mr. Thunder Lizards.
I ain't saying my stuff ain't efficient. The skin keyword's the best keyword in that whole damn book. But again, I'm playing rat suit, man.
That's true. Waiting to see the outcome of this combat here on the left, seeing if any of those Liberators actually lived through this. Which
I would expect no.
There's a decent chance a couple of them lived through it.
Yeah. It's not the unit with Mystic Shield.
It's not the unit with
anything,
Mystic
it's all out defense. And
2-up save.
But if Joe doesn't use all out defense on them, then he's saving on 6s and 5s, depending on the attack.
Yep. Eli's gonna love the Return of Witches.
I'm actually very excited to see that. I'm gonna hate it, like the first couple of games that I play against it, but I'm very excited to see the return of the Witch Ball. I don't know. That just feels very quintessentially Daughters of Cain to me. Just to see which murder ball, not bow snakes. Like
bow snakes.
Marathi in, out of the army, depending on how you will it.
If you want to play an even less interactable army with Marathi in it.
Look at all those 2s.
Krond's might take some damage here. I don't think it's really going to matter because I can't make out that die, but it is a single digit.
Is it a single digit?
So
okay, yeah.
probably not going to matter unless she rolls real low, and even then, it'll still be on the board.
That's true. It'll still go down. But like we said, Ashlee does not have much of a way to bring them back.
Oh, let's see here.
Bring it back up a level. Oh, okay, looks like 4 going.
That is exactly what Joe wanted. Just tying up that Kron Spine for a little bit longer, especially if Ashlee gets top of turn 2.
Yes.
Honestly, with Kron Spine and Deliberators, that's all you can really ask for.
And Ashlee going to pile in those zombies, like we said. Basically, Ashlee is going to tie up Joe's entire army right now, or at least most of it all. Put him on the back foot while also competing for all the objectives.
One lone soul remains. He's also
enter.
He's also at 1 wound.
He also had 1 wound.
He lived on 1 wound. 1 wound in a dream. That's not going to come true because Kron Spine is going to murder him.
Oh yeah. Literally, like, drop kick out of the sun.
Yeah.
Into the sun. Burning up.
Yeah, so Ashlee moving up those zombies here.
Sorry. The Kron Spine burning in the countryside.
Oh, that man's some duct tape for his wounds.
He needs some milk.
He needs some milk.
And look at that line of zombies.
Yeah, sorry, folks. We don't really have a lot to commentate on right now.
Not at the moment.
Moving zombies.
Moving zombies.
Takes a minute.
That's what they do.
Yeah, she's trying to tie up as many things as possible. Get an overwhelming number of bodies on that point.
Absolutely. Joe having blown basically both of his holy units right now, actually no longer needing to worry about what Redeemer unit's going to come back.
That is
no
true.
longer
That is
needing
true.
to worry about Thunderbolt Volley, the 2 of the bigger threats gone.
Now, he does have the potential to deal a significant amount of wounds into that zombie unit in the middle if some of his Liberators and Gryph-hounds do live. With all the Judicators, with all the Judicators and the Long Strike.
I would be remiss if I didn't say on stream that Big Boss Jeff did bring a giant bag of drinks, and he just broke. The bag just broke. I have to embarrass him on stream. He is our big boss, so I got to, especially because he was kind enough to bring us the water bottle. I got to give him some shit. Big Boss Jeff dropping his entire load all over the floor. We love the guy. He's running a great event, and Smash and Bash has been a blast of a time.
Yes. Super special shout out to Jeff V. Without him, this event would not have taken place.
We would not be here.
Me and Eli would not exist without Jeff.
Actually, a part of the void without this event.
Yeah. But Jeff has put on an amazing event. He's built the packet. If you haven't read it, even if you're not playing, go take a look. It's a masterpiece. Everything is running really smoothly. He is losing his hair because of it, but we still love him. Yeah, so Eli, that 24 attacks coming out of the Knight Judicators, you can add another 6 attacks of the exact same quality from the Long Strikes, so that's 30 attacks.
It's true.
2s and 2s, -2, 2 damage. Going in, so that's 60 damage. So technically, yes, he can kill a unit of zombies. He has to hit every attack, and they have to fail all their saves, which they don't get a save because they're on a 6-up, so it's -2. See, he could do it.
He could.
So this game is by no means one-sided. I do believe Joe actually, if he gets top of turn, he's gonna do some hurt. Oh, and I apologize. The Knight Judicators are 3 damage each.
Yeah, they're 3 damage each.
They're 3 damage each.
Did I mishear that?
Yeah.
I am sorry. Steven, how dare you?
Once again, thank you, Trisha. We did. the event appears beautifully organized because of the endless, tireless efforts of our TOs. The back side, the dark side that you can't see is it wasn't that well organized when we got here, but we figured it out.
We got there, and that's usually the most important part, right? We get there, right?
I might send Eli to figure out what phase we're in and see if we're at top of turn 2 yet or not.
I was going to say, I'm going to go make sure, that we have the score and everything updated.
All right.
So yes, we're still in bottom of 1.
Bottom of 1. Oh, those zombies.
Zombies did 9 mortals.
Wow.
Joe invoked the name of his patron deity of Marathi, rolled his Marathi dice, and made 7 saves.
Marathi dice. Oh, I see what
Remember,
you mean.
he has
I see what you mean.
He brought his Marathi dice, so he had some dice.
Oh, on the 5-up ward.
Yeah.
Wow. Honestly, he couldn't have asked for a better outcome than that. Kind of blunting the charge of those zombies.
That means he's going to be able to duke some damage back. Oh, so yes, we are still in bottom of 1. Ashlee still has 0 points for the moment. She is going to get the 2 from her battle tactic. The question is she going to get more? I do see her within range of 2 of the objectives, but not 3. So, but 2 is all you need. Hold 1, hold 2, hold more. Let's see how many zombies are going to die. With adjudicators. Dun, 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 dun. We are waiting for combat.
Yeah, we're just waiting for combat here a little bit. I did confirm that we got pictures of all the armies that were here. So over lunch, we're gonna put those up. If y'all want to hang around, it'll be a slideshow with some nice, copyright-free music.
While we take a break in between.
While we take a break, and there are some beautiful armies here. So we'll get those up for y'all, so y'all can kind of go through those and see.
I can't wait for the next Smash and Bash when we have like twice as many people, which means twice as many beautiful armies.
Yeah, like I was saying, we'll get those those painted armies up for y'all to view, especially for you, Trisha. I know how much you love the paint.
Yeah, I mean, the painting, it's one of the focal points of the hobby, right? Like, this game is not just about playing the game.
It is a hobby.
It is a hobby.
It's about building, painting,
cool
narrative,
stuff.
Hanging out, getting drunk with all the people.
Yep. I swear, even if there's a model that you hate playing against, there's probably a beautiful looking version of that model that you...
There's a Kronspine here that somebody took the Phoenix wings from the Phoenix Lord from Cities of Sigmar and put them on that, and it looks amazing.
It's amazing.
I still hate its rules. Okay, I don't hate Kronspine the model. I hate Kronspine the War Scroll.
You hate Kronspine the War Scroll. Got it. I mean, the regular incarnate model, yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Morning, Trog Boss. Glad to have you in the chat.
Good morning, Trog Boss. Good morning, not Joe.
Good morning, not Joe.
Harrison, yeah, I haven't. I'm going to tell this story. I wasn't going to tell it, but since Joe is on stream, I thought Joe was you for about 8 months. And it was at this event when I walked up to him and I said, "Hey, what's up, Harrison?" And he was like, "My name's Joe." And I was like, "Oh, cool."
Steven showing that he doesn't know people.
I don't know anyone's name. I barely know Eli's name. I had to practice in the car this morning for the intro.
Can't confirm. I was there. And yeah, it's all. We talked about the hobby. The hobby is really, really important.
So it looks really cool. Like Joe top of turn 2, I believe. He's looking for movement. I might send Eli to figure out what the battle tactic is.
I think we're still piling in and attacking.
Oh, no, this is retreats.
Oh, retreat. So yeah, then this is top of 2. Joe accidentally taking those models with them. I'll figure it out in a minute, or Brian will come and tell us. But anyway, not only is the hobby important, but the community is important, right? One of these things, the reasons we're doing this is for the people, for the community.
That is true. Welcome, first-time chatter. And yes, Harrison, you do have no face. I firmly believe that.
You just magnetize all those zombie bases. Wait.
Oh, that might actually be the darting attack where they can attack and then fade away. Let's double check that.
So maybe I was right.
Yes, you are right. I totally forgot about this because normally you have the Gryph-hounds on the table for the warning cry.
Success.
But they can after they've fought and done its attacks, they can retreat.
So it looks like we've now reached the bottom of the round. Ashlee did, in fact, get 5 points because she's on 2 of the objectives, and she had achieved her battle tactics. So hold 1, hold 2, hold more.
That is
plus
true.
The 2.
So they're going to go through Battle Shock now. Lost some zombies, lost some lost some Liberators.
Disappointed Truck Boss. Welcome to the war, Kyle!
Welcome to the war! So we're going to go through Battle Shock, and then we'll kind of go through the priority and see who has top. Welcome to the war! But priority is always important. I feel like I've said it every single time they've rolled it. This priority roll is really important, but honestly, it's important. Every priority roll is important. So we'll wait for that, and we'll see who has top of 2.
Almost like playing into or against the double turn and then rolling for it kind of impacts the game, like a good tactics.
Yeah, a little bit.
If Joe rolled his Battle Shock, looks like that Liberator on the left there is going to stick around. That's cool. Good for him.
The bravery is so high in Stormcast that honestly, for a long time, maybe for like a year and a half, I didn't even know how the Battle Shock phase worked because I play Stormcast and I almost don't interact with it.
You didn't know how Battle Shock worked. You didn't know how the Magic phase worked. Did you actually play the game?
I like the melee phase and
the charge phase, right?
And the charge phase.
And the charge phase, yeah.
And for a while there, playing Caradron, I really liked the shooting phase.
The shooting phase was pretty good. The movement phase, you kind of just basically ignored, right? You're just like, yeah, I'm going to come here, and then I'm going over here.
Yeah. Movement.
Melee phase is the man phase. That's right. Melee phase is the best phase. To be fair, you don't know how the game works.
Yeah, a little bit. I have been studying up for the streams though, so I know what I'm talking about now.
Steven's trying to be a big brain commentator.
I had study sessions with old Matt, so.
That's true. He spent a lot of time studying for Soulblight when we recorded that game.
I did, yeah. I've actually done a lot of armies now, so I know how most of them work. I know how the Magic phase works. I'm still not quite sure how the Battle Shock phase works, but I mean, nobody interacts with that anyway. The
Battle Shock phase is when you spend a command point and don't lose models.
That's true. And when zombies come back.
Yep.
And apart from that, I don't think it does it.
Or maybe the Crossbind loses a level. It's usually the things that go.
Apart from that, I don't think anything else happens. Yeah, okay, let's move on. Hey, what's up?
What's up?
We actually have Beastmaster Albert himself. Just, coming to hang out and watch some games.
Which we super appreciate.
Yeah, get some deals at the booths.
Come see the men and women of Weird Knobs and gaming get on down here in Bastrop.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Love to see that. Oh, the disease face. Yeah, that's also a very good point, Shark Boss. Yes, Battle Shock is the disease face.
These gentlemen are going to bring you the noise.
Thank you so much, Albert. Appreciate you showing up.
Yeah, we even have people who aren't even playing show up. I think Albert's one of maybe 3 people who just show up to watch.
Yeah. He's one of our more narrative players. He doesn't like playing as much of the competitive side. He plays Warhammer much more as a stress relief, and that's not how he...
his Beasts of Chaos army.
Not how he has fun. But he has great-looking Beasts of
Chaos. They look amazing. All his models are older than me.
Yes.
But they look fantastic.
But they're awesome.
So it looks like Joe won priority and is taking the turn picking Savage Spearhead with...
You don't have to pick the units. You just have to get 2 across.
What does he have available to get across?
Griffhounds? I honestly, no idea.
Eli, could I trouble you to go and confirm that he actually picked Savage Spearhead and not Aggressive Expansion?
Well, first off, I'm going to double check what the territory ranges are. Survival of the fittest. Okay, so the territory is a little bit bigger than we imagine.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
so it is the basically the top and bottom left, top left and the bottom right quadrants, and then two squares a little bit afterwards. So the only non-neutrals. So if you give me the mouse for a second. So basically, the neutral territories are here, 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 and here. Like basically, neutral diagonal zone, right? With my beautiful drawing. Everything essentially over here is Ashlee's limit zone. So if he just gets 2 units, basically over here because I'm getting obnoxious with all this shit.
I'm gonna put a stop to this.
Then he's good. Steven taking the mouse away from me to stop my drawing.
Finest hour Gardas.
Gardas has been finest houred.
Pop one of the Warlords for an extra command point.
And he popped the Warlord to get the extra command point.
Manfred got an extra command point.
Manfred also got an extra command point. So we are sitting hot. Trogbus as soon as the mouse is free.
Don't encourage him. I've been keeping the mouse away from him for a reason. Eli can't control himself. With the singing and the drawing and the being a wonderful person, it's exhausting.
I'm going to give him a bow tie too. I call him Sir Wigglesworth. No, Sir Wigglesworth.
So it looks like they're just having a little bit of discussion here. Don't bully him. Eli doesn't get to you. He lost his mouse privileges when he tried to draw the deployment zones, and that was horrendous.
It was a bad angle, okay?
Oh, interesting. So maybe Thundershocker. Oh yeah, that's what they were measuring for and kind of discussing. It looks like the Tarlon cast Thundershock into that center unit of zombies and caught the chain lightning into those zombies. Woo! Chain lightning into those zombies just to try to get a little bit more damage on them.
Yep.
Who you gonna tell, Harrison? You're gonna walk into the principal's office and it's gonna be me.
So the big way he can get Savage Spearhead is he's got Gardas to be able to just like get over. He's got the Griffhounds that can move over. He's got the Vindictors that can move up. He can get over to the other side. It's probably Thundershock. Thundershock was dispelled. So
Yeah,
we just had Chain Lightning this round.
Yeah, it looks like Joe trying to cast another spell with that Arcane Tome, but getting it dispelled.
We will not miss this opportunity before.
You people have created a monster.
I heard you, viewers.
Y'all have created a monster.
Steven thinks I am a menace.
You
I
are
assure you,
are a menace.
This is that. Spencer's now chastising
Warboss
Steven
Spencer chastising me for letting Eli stop it.
Steven is now guarding the mouse with his hand.
We're gonna put that over here because you're a menace who can't control himself.
Have I drawn a
phallic-like
object yet, Spencer? All I drew was a cat. I drew deployment zones very badly. I drew territories very badly. And I wrote I and you in front of the heart. Come on.
No, I couldn't find it in here.
Give me some credit.
Rolled higher than a 1 on redeploy. How? I honestly get that sentiment. Like, whenever I roll my redeploys, it's 1 inch.
Look, I have gotten my redeploy rolls are very middling. I have been lucky twice. I had very good luck at Slambo with my redeploys, and I think it helped me win the game. I rolled 2 6s in a row, and I don't think I'll ever do that again with redeploys.
So help us out here, chat. Did the Graveguard over here actually redeploy? Did the Graveguard redeploy? Or was it something else?
It looks like the Graveguard based on the
I'm pretty sure the Graveguard did redeploy.
Yes, okay, thank you.
And it looks like the Graveguard did redeploy 1 inch, a whole 1 inch, wow.
Rolled higher than a 1.
Oh, that's
why
true.
we were having the whole discussion.
That's
Steven.
a good point. And she's also bringing some more units over here to throw to sacrifice to Kronspine.
Joe is, yes.
Yeah, sorry. He is bringing more units over to the left just to sacrifice to Kronspine.
We try not to misgender people.
I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, just to tie up that Kronspine, keep it from getting into the meat.
I almost wish you guys could actually hear the players because, man, some of the comments I'm hearing over the banner are hilarious from Joe.
Joe is a wonderful person.
He is a fantastic person. I'm not going to lie. I think for whoever didn't catch it during the list review, I'm pretty sure he built this list specifically because of me. Because we have faced each other 3 times at local tournaments.
Yeah, because you're a menace.
And each time I have beaten him with my Seraphon, the narrative is not okay. So he took the Night Judicators because to specifically snipe out like Seraphon Thunder Lizards heroes.
Yeah, because you're a menace. Oh, Joe getting his Savage Spirit here with these 2 units of Gryph-hounds. Actually a pretty smart move.
This is our Joe Carnrite. So yes, those 2 Gryph-hounds are now safely in opponent's territory.
A pretty smart move. Joe knowing where the territories are, unlike us, and those Gryph-hounds actually moving pretty fast.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Moving Gardas up to maybe charge into that unit of zombies?
Maybe. Oh.
Good morning, Jeff.
Based on that measurement, he's not trying to charge the zombies. He's trying to charge the heroes.
Trying to charge the heroes. Oh, fascinating. If he can get Gardas in there. Gardas hits decently hard. He doesn't have a whole lot of Ren, but he does have 5 attacks.
Yes. So here's the thing. The way that Joe has positioned Gardas, he's basically guaranteed to get into combat as long as he doesn't roll Snake Eyes.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
The question is, how high can he roll? Because at the very least, he can charge in zombies and slingshot around. And these Night Judicators are moving around, probably going to shoot the Graveguard, although at the very least they are in position to fire directly at the heroes if he so likes. And that Kron Spine is still locked in combat. Joe basically keeping that Kron Spine from being able to kind of come anywhere in. Staying on the objective. Kron Spine is not within 6 of that objective. He's capturing that objective. He's screening out Kron Spine from getting to the rest of the army. He's tied up. The zombies are currently tied up with those Liberators, although retreat and not having to charge is pretty good. Retreat and shamble from zombies is usually fine.
Shamble.
So keeping zombies tied up is not really a thing.
Yeah,
Tarlon moving forward a little bit.
Moving up that Tarlon. It is mainly a support piece. It does hit decently well in melee. I say that as a Stormcast player, knowing some armies would kill for a 285-point model with the Tarlon stat line.
Oh yeah, absolutely. and I think the thing is, what's the range on its bubble for the -1 to cast?
It's at the end of the movement phase. It's within 3 inches. So not wholly within, just within 3.
Within 3 inches.
I was double checking to make sure. Yeah, but the weird thing is after this unit makes a move. Yeah, +1 to hit.
I'm thinking of a different unit then.
So the weird thing is, it's after this unit has made a normal move. So after it ends its move, anything within 3 inches gets a +1. So
right,
then,
this is that unit, yeah.
So then those things can also move away.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a strange mechanic that you don't really see in a lot of other armies.
Long strikes are firing at Manfred.
Yeah, and those
Joe's all out attacking them. Manfred responded by all out defense.
And those long strikes are down here. I know they were kind of hidden by the score sheet, but they are shooting into Manfred at the top. They have an enormous range. It's essentially the entire board. All out attack, all out defense. The whole
30-inch range. Yep.
Yeah,
Joe hiding them in the back very much because they are a priority target based on the Hunt battle scroll update.
And they are
worth an extra VP when they die.
And they are
basically
just as durable as everything else, but they are a priority target, not a priority target, a predator unit for Ashlee to kill.
Yes. But they're a priority target for that. It's weird when you get to survival units, right? Priority, predatory, whatever, all these words that the GW likes to just reuse, but they mean totally different things. Like, you know how Beastmaster and Beastmaster are different things?
Yeah, I don't see that as a problem. It doesn't affect me, Eli.
It's Beastmaster with the space and without a space.
No, I don't know what you mean. It's not a problem for me. Or wound.
Wound and wound, that's right. Yes.
Warboss Spencer having a little bit of a hangover, messing up the time a little bit, but I mean, we still... Oh, wow. Spencer throwing some shade, telling me to actually run the event. Well, I'm not going to because that sounds hard.
Yeah, nope, that sounds like a lot of work.
I do again want to point out that this event would not exist without the tireless efforts of our amazing TOs.
We would not exist. We would not be in the void if it was not for the TOs.
Yeah, they are doing a wonderful job. Jeff setting up everything, helping run event, helping do paint. Matt being a somewhat like otherworldly knowledge about rules.
Yeah, if you think we know half of anything about the rules,
Matt knows,
somehow has it actually all in his brain.
Matt knows everything. Matt is the incarnation of the Age of Sigmar rulebook. And then Spencer fueling the event with blood, sweat, and stress.
If there's an AOS encyclopedia, it is Matt's brain.
Beer.
And now beer. Spencer is a silly goose. What?
Oh, wow. Spencer finding a ruling that Matt didn't know.
He will lord
Maybe
it
he
over
made
us
it
the
up.
rest of
Maybe
the
he
day.
didn't. We'll never know.
Yes, Trogboss, that's exactly right. Spencer's a silly goose, and Jeff plays corn.
Let's get back to the game here, even though there's not really a whole lot going on. Looks like some
I don't know
shooting
what you're talking
happening.
about. There's a good amount that's going on. The Necromancer
Wow.
is dead.
Is that the Necromancer or the Vampire Lord
I
that is
believe
dead?
the Vampire Lord is alive. I believe that's
So-
the Lord. The No. Nope. The Necromancer's alive.
The Necromancer's alive.
I see the staff now. So the Vampire Lord died.
Manfred taking some damage, some damage actually coming in on the zombies here. Probably from all the shooting attacks. That is the meat of Joe's army.
Yeah, pretty much.
Vampire Lord is dead. Necromancer, 2 wounds left.
Yep. 2 wounds left. That's
So
huge. And Gardas could take it out if he gets a good enough charge on it.
So he is doing exactly what he wants to do. He's sniping the support pieces, and then he's going to try to clean up the zombies afterward.
Presumably, Joe is sticking to the plan.
Shoot
Roll
the
sixes,
heroes.
kill the heroes.
Kill the heroes. So, honestly, I think
Doesn't matter
from,
what your list
from,
is, as long as you stick to that
from
plan,
reviewing the
you win
list
games.
pre-game, I think this was his best plan. Shoot at the support heroes, make those zombies easier to deal with,
Absolutely.
and then take them out in the back half of the game
And
to
I
take
see a
objectives.
Necromancer down.
That is the Necromancer dead.
Which means the only hero that Ashlee has left is Manfred. Manfred is going to be a little bit harder for him to take out, but I said a little bit harder because he still ignores the first wound he takes. And he's going to be hard to get away. Spencer, the Adjudicator shots are 3 damage each. At 3 rend. 3 is more than 1. He's still got a 6 support. Like I said, Manfred, not as easy to take out as the tiny support hero.
Joe is relatively better equipped to take out Manfred than most armies because he is primarily shooting. High damage, high rend shooting.
Yes.
Gardas,
Like I said,
Gardas's targets.
It's not quantity, it's quality.
Yeah. Gardas's target's already dead, so he's just going to charge into the zombies and try to smack them up.
Yep, backup plan engaged.
Which, honestly, shooting Gardas into the zombies instead of the heroes, he doesn't have a lot of rend, but he does have 1 rend.
And 1 rend
Which
means
is-
6 becomes none.
Which is enough to put the zombies on no save, because
Yeah,
they're at a
exactly.
6-up.
6
So,
save becomes no save.
honestly, charging Gardas into the zombies, not a bad plan.
Not a bad plan.
Because
It
he
was
does
a good
have
backup.
he does have 5 attacks. He's shielding 2 damage.
Yep. Like I said, it's a good backup.
Oh,
plan. He would have
interesting.
wanted to finish off the heroes if the shooting didn't do it, but with the
Yeah.
heroes dead, get into zombies.
Like I said, charging the Tarlon, and he already gave
Oh,
the
you're right.
buff to the Knight Judicators
Yep.
because it's in the movement phase.
'Cause it's in the
So
movement
he's
phase.
free. Oh, so he's free to charge the Tarlon in. Oh my gosh. So he's free to move that Tarlon in to actually fight into the zombies, and its melee profile isn't bad. Once again, only -1 rend, but -1
But it still
rend
deals a decent amount of damage for
is
anything that goes
yeah,
through, right?
-1 rend is plenty to put the zombies on no save.
Yeah, it's got what, D3 damage on one of the profiles, I think 2 damage on the other one. Yeah. So it's just so you can still do some decent damage and then clearing the zombies as much as possible. Because really, what you kind of want to do against Soulblight, if you can, you take down both of the zombies units at the same time because only one can come back at a time. Because again, Korsalov died top of 1. So there's no bringing back a unit in the end of the movement phase. There's no and not only end of the movement phase, but then the roll in the battle shock phase, right? It's only the roll in the battle shock now. And if you kill multiple units at the same time, you still only bring 1 back. And again, Ashlee's units dying don't improve the roll to bring a unit back. It's only enemy units dying.
And Joe hasn't technically lost any. Oh, he's lost 1 unit and brought back for call for aid.
He was brought back for call for aid, but that was before
That
any
was-
of the summonable units died.
That is
now,
true.
Here's the thing. The direwolves are still off the board.
Direwolves are still off the board. And they don't hit super hard, but they move fast, and there are 10 of them.
They are move fast. There are 10 of them. They do get +1 to hit on the charge. To hit on 3-ups, but I think at this point, Ashlee's probably thinking to use them as kind of a screen unit or bring them back.
It's one of those things
clearing a little bit.
where the longer they're off the board, Joe has to think of it. Even if they're off the board, Joe has to think, hey, they're a fast unit. They could come on the board at any of these grave sites. I have to have bodies on these points, or the direwolves will just take them.
And even once he kills the actual summonable units, he's still got to stay near the gravesites. Otherwise, Ashlee's just going to pop in right behind him.
Can the direwolves go into outflank instead of into the gravesite?
I want to say no. I want to say no.
Okay.
But I'm not sure.
We'll give that a check in a minute.
Yeah.
Yes, they can. They can go into outflank. So they may actually be an outflank, and that would provide even more flexibility and make Joe have to think like,
if
hey,
in the outflank they don't come from the gravesites. It would only be the 6-inch port edge.
Yeah, but honestly,
it's the Legion of Night thing. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Joe still has to think about that. He has to think, hey, every board edge could be dangerous for me. Like I can't leave the points. I would be hesitant to leave these long strikes back here just completely unattended.
What Joe might want to do is just shift them right and just plant them on the objective.
That is a good point.
And kind of like space them out a little bit because they only got to be 1 inch away from each other.
Yeah.
And if you can, again, create that 3-inch bubble around them, then Ashlee can't summon around that
One
gravesite.
of the things he could do, and I'm surprised he didn't actually do this, he has 4 units of Gryph-hounds. He didn't keep any of his Gryph-hounds with his ranged units to guard against those units coming in to get those free damage.
For real. We brushed up on some rules. We did not look up the Legion of Night rules. That is our bad.
We only looked up the
we have a lot of the war scrolls up.
What's Matt's list?
Castellite.
Castellite. We only looked up that one.
So Castellite is what I know. I know Castellite and I know Verkos very well. That's a lot of what Matt played.
We know Castellite because it's beaten us up. It's bullied us a lot.
Yeah, and I know Verkos from when he was trying that out beforehand. It's such a good allegiance. But I can't blame you. It's like really if you're gonna play a lot of Blood Knights. Yeah, that's where to go.
I consigned it to the Void, Harrison.
Remember,
Eli doesn't get the mouse anymore.
Yeah,
Warboss Spencer has said Eli's mouse privileges have been revoked. Yeah, because he's a menace who can't control himself. Stop it. Yeah, we have brushed up on a lot of rules. There's a lot of rules for this game.
The hard part about preparing for a GT is that we don't know what games are going to go on stream.
Yeah, and sure, like you can look at it and say, oh, there's only 6 armies in attendance.
Yeah.
You know how many rules 6 armies have?
That's just a lot of rules.
You know how many rules 6 non-Stormcast armies have?
That's a lot. I know you are, Chance.
We're doing our best, man. Stop bullying us.
I promise,
like
Andrew.
War butt Spencer.
Andrew, we love you. Or I love you. I'm not going to speak for Steven.
I'm okay with you. I never met you, but you seem cool.
Binder man recommending a binder.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I do have a binder. I'm working on it for every single army. It's quite thick. It's one of those like 6-inch ring binders. Have we met?
You definitely met.
Describe yourself to me in detail.
Steven, we're not going to do that.
God, once again, we're just watching chat and we're not actually watching the game.
Who needs to watch the game?
Chat
is more fun.
I think these are dead zombies. Yeah, these are dead zombies up here. Oh, yes, we have met. Eli showed me a wonderful picture of you. Welcome to the vlog.
Flusky Walker. Flukes.
So I thought these
Skywalker. I love that. Okay, that's lovely. I like that.
I thought these units up here were something coming in, but those are just dead zombies.
We do love you, Gondek. You just need to get out more. We are very happy that you're in the chat.
Yeah, so a lot of that top zombie unit is actually off the board. The others ringing around Gardas just to try to put some damage onto him.
That's a lot less zombies.
He does have a 3-up save, 5-up ward because, yeah, he's Gardas.
Because he's Gardas.
So we'll see if she can actually push through any damage. I don't think he has any damage on him as of yet.
No, Gardas has taken 0 damage, and that's a lot less zombies than...
Yo, what up? Fluke Skywalker.
Skywalker. Thank you for joining my dudes and cute Jets.
What are you wearing, Jeff from State Farm?
What are you wearing, Trog Boss from State Farm?
Khakis. Dude, 2% body fat? That's really good, actually. Okay, as a gym bro, let me say, #doubt, but if that's true, again, good on you, man. I respect it.
X.
Damn.
Press X to doubt.
Feared out. Yeah, so let's bring the scores back up. I think we're still in...
We're still top of 2.
Top of 2.
Yeah.
Because there's been no movement from Soulblight so far. Harrison, you have a beautiful voice, though.
The most sultry voice.
His voice reminds me of... You know that guy that does
I believe both of them are 2-1, I believe?
Yes, both of them are 2-1. We're actually, for the first kind of 4 games of the round, we're kind of pulling what we want to stream, like what we think would be interesting on stream. And then for the final round, for the final game today, starting at 5, I believe, that will be the top table.
The final round does not start at 5. The final round starts at 1:30.
Okay, final round started at 5 yesterday. Final round starts at 1:30 today. And that will actually be the top table for the entire event. We'll be streaming it. That will be the overall, not the overall winner, but...
Oh, no, they're both 1 and 2.
They're both 1 and 2.
So this is a lower table game, but again, we wanted to highlight these guys for specific reasons, not because of their records.
Mm-hmm. Both of these players are excellent. They're both technical players. They've had a couple of unlucky matchups, but
yeah. Yeah, Joe ran into a couple of rough matchups. I think his first match was against Justin Grimminger, running Deepkin.
Yep.
And
which
Deepkin pretty much just
as a 4-night Judicator army
with 3 long strikes.
Yep,
all
with
of
3
his
long
damage
strikes.
is on shooting. Yeah. Deepkin just says, "Nah, that doesn't matter."
I think Joe is doing exactly how he thought he would do.
Yeah.
He knows his list is kind of memey, but he brought it because it's fun.
Yeah.
And
which is funny because I believe Ashlee played Alex, who's running the double turtle list, and just overran him with wound density.
Yeah, that is the one thing against kind of.
Remember, Alex was in our game 2 and lost by 1 point to Gavin. So like,
can someone peep Lofton's table
players.
for me? Eli, I have a mission for you.
Yes.
Go find Lofton's table. Tell us how we're doing. OBR. Eli's on it like a bloodhound. Eli's gonna go take a look. In the meantime, we are doing some combat here. Probably, I think she just piled in these units right here, trying to stay outside of 3 of the Tarlon so it does not get a free combat this round, I believe. That would make sense. The Tarlon already fought into there. OBR is Ossarok Bone Reapers. Or Ossiarch Bone Reapers, apologies. Yeah, it's the bony boys. Since even so, Eli can draw a cat. I can't actually walk. I don't actually have legs.
I am back from the game. It looks like the Lofton, Brian, and Tom are currently talking it out. They went through 3 rounds, and Brian just kind of ran into essentially the immovable force that is 3 Bastiladon Archosotex.
Yep. Yeah, so
what I saw on the score was that Brian managed to get 0 points in round 3, so it was 18-10, and just kind of insurmountable from there.
Yeah, so kind of what we were expecting. Tarlon took out some zombies here. Kronspine annihilated this last Liberator.
Oh, of course.
Didn't pile in at all, which is strange. Not getting that free extra movement, and now it looks like Joe's going to fight into these last zombies here, trying to pile in just
You're
a little
absolutely
bit.
right, Chance. Yeah, not enough more to wound out, but it was just a rough matchup for that OBR list. Dirty OBR list, but Croak and Bastiladons is kind of hard to get through.
Yeah, and this game is a little bit tight. Actually losing a lot of models, but once again, the zombies might come back. She still has an entire unit of 20 Graveguard, just kind of chilling over here.
Unfortunately for Ashlee, losing the heroes does make the Graveguard a little less killy.
Yeah, losing the heroes makes
they're
them a little
still
less
doing
killy.
2 mortal wounds on 6s to wound.
It's pretty good.
Let's see, I'm reassessing the board since I had just came back. Looks like those are the cleared zombies, so we have Manfred, plus the zombies still around Gardas, plus the ones around the Liberators there in the middle. Tarlon killing some.
That Kronspine is with the Soulblight.
Yes.
That's why it's annihilating Vindictors right now.
Yeah.
Although it is wild now, so it is getting +1 hit and free run and charge.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, feel free to interact with us. Let us know if you're comfortable with it. Let us know where you're from, what you're running, what you're looking to see. We can also go and grab stats from basically any table. just, yeah, if you have any questions, let us know. We are more than happy to interact with our beautiful, talented, amazing viewers.
Shout out to Drug Boss Harrison because he did print up and painted this terrain, and it looks beautiful for us.
Yes, shout out to Harrison in chat, SitCath11, painted up our beautiful terrain.
The interesting thing is Ashlee, I believe, still controls 2 of the objectives, so she's still ahead when it comes to
I don't know if she has that center one. There is 8 models there, so let's see. 1,
yeah, that's
2,
the
4,
thing.
5, 6, 7. No, actually, yeah, she still controls that center objective if all the zombies are within range.
Did I tell Joe what I asked you to last night? I completely forgot. I'm not going to lie. If you remind me, I can ask him again as soon as this game's over. Let's see. So we're doing. This is the zombie combat in the middle, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
We are still at top of 2.
Oh.
He already got his Savage Spearhead. Oh, and yep, no, he wiped off enough units to take that objective back.
Yeah.
So he.
Pitgrot Brian coming to confirm basically what I was about to say, which is that I think all of those were lost.
Lost 2 battle shock,
which
yep.
is fine.
So it looks like this is going to be another 5-point turn for Joe. Hold 1, hold 2, hold more, and battle
Now
tactic.
that he got the middle objective back. Mm-hmm.
All right, so we are going into Soulblight Gravelords, bottom of 2. We're going to wait and see what that battle tactic
could you
is.
change the round to say bottom of 2?
Yeah, of course. I'm on it. I'm working on it.
Are you
Eli.
working on it?
You know, this is hard work, Eli.
You told me there's no button. I have to just tell you.
I know, and I'm going to do it. I'm talking right now. I am so flustered right now, Eli. Some of us have more to do than to just sit there and look pretty and talk into a mic. Okay, Eli?
Who needs to look pretty? This is supposed to be a voice for radio, right?
How many of the top tables have 4+
Stormdrake Guard?
Stormdrake Guard?
Let's take a look.
That is a question for War Boss Spencer. How many of the top tables have 4+ Stormdrake Guard?
Looking at the 3-0 list, we have Tom Guan playing 0, Brian Lawson playing 0, Jonathan Sleezis playing 0, Mitch Seacott playing 0, James West playing 0. There's only 1 Order army among the top 5. So no.
So that's a grand total of 0.
0 dragons in the top 5.
Yeah. Which, as a community, I feel like we're doing a good job at self-policing and not running them. Which, actually, I take that back. There are a lot here. They're just not the top tables.
But they're a decent amount. I think there's only... we don't have that as many compared to some of the other GTs. I want to say there's only like 3 or 4 that are bringing them. It's just when they're bringing them, it's 4.
Eli, there's 16 dragons at this event. 16 Stormdrake Guard.
Yes, but it's a really good alpha gimmick.
Oh, players having a little bit of chat here. I think Joe is actually helping Ashlee out, picking her battle tactic. Joe's a wonderful person, you know, doesn't want any gotchas.
Yeah, for sure. There's 4 lists with dragons. 4 dragons each. Thank you, Spencer, for clearing that. Also, yes, Gondek, Archeon, no Archeon. Very, very, very sad. Although Tom is now coming by the table to inform me that my Croak model that he has borrowed has miscast for a 4th time this GT.
Oh, monstrous takeover from Manfred onto this objective in the top right corner, which, I mean, makes sense. Manfred can get there pretty easily. Joe really can't get anything there to contest, so it's a pretty safe battle tactic.
So Chance, you say that, but not every army has the ability to deal with 4 dragons. 2 dragons, I totally, completely agree with. 4 dragons is different. That's still 36 wounds on a 3-up. There's ways to get it to a 2-up pretty easily. You still have to get through all the damage. You still have to get through it all, and they can rally back if you don't do anything with it. It is a heavy alpha gimmick, and I think honestly a lot of its strength relies on its swinging mortal wound shooting and its hero phase move.
Is Manfred a caster?
Oh, you have stabby snakes. That's why.
Is Manfred a caster?
Manfred is a caster. Yeah.
All right, I was just double checking. I'm pretty sure he was.
Stabby snakes can be good. The issue, there's a lot that just can't deal with it, right?
Ashlee just taking a look here, seeing what she wants to start with. I believe we're already in the charging phase because she's out of shooting attacks.
Yeah.
I don't think she had any shooting attacks to begin with. So I think we are in the charging phase. She's trying to decide what she wants to charge where. Obviously, she wants to get that Crown Spine in, try to take that objective. She only has to kill 3 of those Vindictors to actually take that objective away from them, which is pretty doable with a Crown Spine.
Yep.
And we'll have to see if the Graveguard actually come in. She might not want to just charge it into Gryph-hounds. We'll see. Are there many Daughters of Cain players? Actually, I don't think we have any Daughters of Cain players here because we're not using any of the new
Because
stuff.
we're not using the new books.
We are not using the new book. There's no FAQ, so we're not using the new book. It's just something our TOs decided.
Yeah.
Also, welcome, first-time chatter. Eli's afraid of books in general, not just the DOK book.
That's correct. It's not just the DOK book.
Yeah,
books in general.
Books scare him.
Absolutely. Yeah. I said to put a pin in my dragon discussion so I can safely put it out of my mind. I would love to. All I want to see from them, lose the hero phase move, and kind of flatten the curve a little bit on the mortal wound shooting.
I'd be okay.
Just make them a little less alpha strikey.
I'd be okay with the hero phase move if it was a command point.
Sure.
Make him spend a command point on it.
Sure, but then you still get the 1 unit of 4 dragons.
That's fine. Make him spend a command point on
Or
it.
I like Ryan Rutherford and Matt Roberts' suggestion. Just make them single.
Make them singles. Yeah, you can
Give
do
them
that.
the single list building restriction, and that way it's just you max out at 2 in a unit.
Give him 2. Still make it a command ability. A lot of things, that are overtuned. Dragons, scaly skin, some other stuff from other armies. It would be totally fine if, like, hey, you still have this. It's command ability.
Yeah. And then I'm not going to lie, I personally have a bias against dragons. You're right, Gondik.
I don't know. They nerfed them twice before they even release a damn thing. So.
And they're still pretty solid at their point value.
Yes, that's exactly what we're saying.
That is exactly correct.
But no, there's no ambiguity. GW doesn't know how to write a balanced and properly qualified checkbook. There goes our chance of ever casting a official GW game.
Fair. but for real, we just prefer to have FAQs with new books. That way, in case there are any weird rulings that
it's
need
not
the
even
FAQ, hopefully they come in the FAQ, and we just there's less TO calls that need to be made with a new book, right? and also with new books not having an FAQ, usually it's because they're released very close to the tournament list deadline, and we don't want people who haven't played against the new book to really have a chance, because you could get a lot of gotchas by people coming in with new books, new mechanics, that kind of stuff.
That is true, and honestly, it's not even GW. With any game system of this size and complexity, you're not gonna. It's very, very rare that you get a book and it's perfect on the first go. You have to make FAQs. You have to make changes. You have to balance.
Even with to be honest, GW doing very well with the 3rd edition books. The mechanics are hitting the flavors really well. Power level usually not too oppressive. There are unit outliers, but as far as book power level, honestly, they're all
so
pretty good.
Props where it's due. GW is doing okay with the 3rd edition books, but like I said, with any system of this complexity, you're not going to get it right first try.
But yeah, Chance, I imagine no matter what we talk about, which we don't talk, we talk about all the solutions to dragons shouldn't be points changes, but GW's MO is just points hike them.
Points hike, or just add them to predators. Make them priority. Make them priority targets. Oh yeah.
Already a priority target.
Double the number of points they give out. Make them giants.
Yeah, sure.
Way to save face. Yeah, we're still shilling. We're still hoping for that sponsorship. GW, we're really sorry.
Lower the prices back on models.
James, please.
The books should not be $55.
We're probably going to see Manfred move a little bit. Oh, yeah, so we were not...
If I'm going to shit on a company, I'm going to give it credit where it's due.
So we're not in the charge phase, actually. I've got a little ahead of myself. We're probably still in the movement page. She was just probably measuring some charges.
Yeah,
Manfred still has to move to get that battle tactic.
Yep. So as long as Manfred's there... I'm sorry, my big belly keeps moving the table, Steven.
You're good.
Yeah. Monsters Takeover. So as long as she is on that objective, she's good. Because Monsters Takeover, you pick the monster to be on the objective.
Yep.
I'm very excited to say for the books that are coming along the line too. We got New Skaven and Sylvaneth. Hopefully this coming month, since Heresy got released.
I really want. So ever since I joined the hobby a couple years ago, two or 3 years ago, Sylvaneth they've always been right. They're kind of like BC Chaos used to be. They're right there.
They're right there.
They're 90% there. They can't get that last 10%.
90% for BC Chaos is honestly giving it some.
And it hurts.
I don't know if it was 90% there.
It's like 70% there, but that last 30% hurts them so much. Their mechanics are there. They don't tie together as well as some other armies. So I really hope Sylvaneth it gets a bump in power, a bump in balance.
I've liked the rules preview so far that GW set out. Waiting for the turbo leaks.
Yeah, because honestly, the Sylvaneth models are some of the most beautiful models in the game, and it's a damn shame that nobody really plays them because they're not that good.
They're disappointing, yeah. White Dwarf update for Beast of Chaos was fantastic. Arguably the best White Dwarf update we've seen so far in 3rd edition. All those monster rampages that they get for their stuff, really solid. Yeah, if you have a one-day soon chance, you know, writing lists and submitting it would be a good idea. Those Graveguard finally coming around, gonna make their mark.
Yep. Maybe trying to get into the Gryph-hounds and those Vindictors behind them if they can make the long enough charge.
Oh yeah, the White Dwarf. No, not to say that any of the White Dwarfs are necessarily bad. I think the Beast one has just been the best, or at least the most helpful for that army.
Spider-Man did well in theaters. GW Buff Goblin Spiders calling it.
You know what? Whatever pie in the sky you want to believe, Harrison.
If it happens, I'll be happy for you, but it's not going to happen, Harrison. No. I'm really sorry.
He said Morbin time.
Yeah, so this game has been pretty quick. Not a lot left on the board considering where we started out.
You say pretty quick. We're already 2 hours into the round.
That is true. I guess I'm pretty quick round-wise.
It went pretty fast. You say pretty quick round-wise. Again, we're 2 hours in the round. It's bottom of 2.
That is true.
This is a little bit of a slower. Yes, these are 3-hour rounds. We end at 12:30. The time of the spiders is nigh.
Time of men is over.
The time of man is over.
The time of the spiders has risen.
The time of grot is nigh.
Honestly, I hope spiders get some new rules because again, those models are beautiful.
Git's update would be just, I think, it's one of those where like Nighthawk, I think everyone would be happy that they got like a generally good update.
Once again, all the Nighthawk models are fantastic. I'm really glad they're getting a balance bump so I can see them on the table more.
I do think that book is really good, and I think we're going to see it. We're going to see it get played a lot.
I'm going to be really happy to get a shakeup of what you see on every single table. You know.
Yep. Look at those Graveguard getting all the way into those
making that charge. And we also missed it, but the Kronspine did make its charge onto this point into both of these units. So that's going to be some dead Gryph-hounds and some probably dead Vindictors.
Looks like Ashlee is hoping to come in and just get like the death hammer.
Yeah, she is trying to even up the loss numbers on both sides, which I think she can probably do.
If Ashlee can kill Gardas and basically kill all the infantry units, she takes away pretty much all of Joe's board presence. I think you're absolutely right. Doubles is gonna. I can't wait to see all the doubles lists for Grandmasters.
I don't know if Gardas might only have one wound on him with that dice. I'm not sure if those zombies can actually take him down.
That's why I said if.
If she rolls really, really well on her mortal wounds, maybe. But he does have that 5-up.
Yeah, he does have this 5-up. But still, when you're forcing a lot of die rolls on one die.
Yep, that is true. Gavin and
never,
Zach. never, ever.
Yeah, so like we said, this looks like Ashlee really going in, being aggressive, and trying to basically take all of Joe's board presence away this round. If she just leaves him with the heroes and the long strikes.
Yeah, if she can take away those screens and then weather another round of shooting, she has a good chance of getting into those heroes and knocking a couple of them off.
You and Rutherford are going to bring purely narrative lists, right, Chance? For the narrative. Now, I say we take away his board presence. He still has those 2 units of Gryph-hounds right there. But again, we talk about how like Soulblight never truly goes away, and it's only the bottom of 2.
It's only the bottom of 2.
3 more full rounds, and honestly, so 3.5, where she can summon stuff back up.
That is true. Her 10-man unit of Direwolves still off the board.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's true. There's also that.
Might be saving those to snipe some objectives at the back end of the game.
Yeah, and I would suspect if Ashlee gets the double 2 to 3, we see those direwolves come to the board.
Mm-hmm.
Better turn off my alarm on my phone so you all don't actually get that on mic. That would be a bad. Drockfoot gang.
Yeah, just waiting here. It's kind of start of combat. Ashlee having to make a choice about where she wants to fight. It looks like it's going to be Graveguard, which I believe is probably the right decisions, considering that they're so squishy. And they have the highest chance of doing the most.
They have a 5-up save, but right now they're probably not getting the 6-up ward. They're not in range of those grave sites, and they're not in range of Manfred. This is the only way they're going to get there, whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I think they're trying to figure out pylon and where people are, who's closer to what, and how many attacks Ashlee can actually get into the
Vindictors, because that's where she wants most of her attacks. Because those Griffhounds have a 6-up save, they're dead.
Yep. Although again, if she kills the Griffhounds and then she just piles in the rest into Vindictors next turn.
She's using those Griffhounds just to get that little bit of extra movement on that unit.
Whereas Joe's also trying to use them to screen them and prevent the Graveguard from getting.
Yes, he wants to screen out his heroes as much as possible. The real damage of his army is all sitting clumped up right here.
Yep.
And
there's that tiny little gap right there with the Graveguard, still keeping coherency because they're still within 1 inch of the other units.
And while not being as squishy as some other ranged heroes, they all have a 3-up save because they're Stormcast. They still don't want to be in combat. They want to be free to shoot what they want to shoot. They want to be strong, independent shooters.
Oh, absolutely.
Who don't need no melee.
Oh, who don't need no man. They don't need no Thunder God telling them what to do.
Oh, and I apologize. Those Vanguard Raptors are in a 4-up save. So they are a little bit squishier than the rest of the army, yeah.
So I usually try to Mortal Wound Bomb because I want them gone.
Yep. The Night Judicators, their Stormcast heroes are in a 3-up save. Makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's not wrong to assume a Stormcast unit has a 3-up save. Starting to see a lot of final scores trickling in for these rounds. I imagine we'll see this. We'll probably get one more round out of this, and then they'll talk it out.
Yep.
It may be over after top three.
This will be our first stream game that doesn't go to round 5, or that doesn't go to round 5 or a concede.
Yeah. I think even the concedes were in round 5.
I believe so, yeah. But honestly, with these armies, Soulblight Soulblight is an army that wants to go to round 5.
Yeah, that's true.
They get the most out of their abilities when they play out the entire game.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say, first game 1 went to round 3, but that was because, 1,200 points of each army was dead.
Yeah. Yeah, Soulblight wants to play to round 5, and Joe also sort of wants to play to the later rounds. He wants enough turns to be able to output that range damage consistently every turn.
He needs the DPS check early enough in the game so that later in the game he can rack up the priority without getting to without getting hurt.
Shields versus no shields. Come on, guys. That is true. I don't know, man. Night Judicators don't have a shield. They're a 3-up save.
I don't know, man. Somehow 3rd edition came and suddenly Sigmar had new armor that people had.
Yeah, Thunderstrike.
And what are the only models that are viable?
Anything that came in that new box, and that's it. So the Lord of Puritant, the Vindictors, the Annihilators, the Vanquishers.
Of course, we're simplifying it, but Thunderstrike was the new keyword for a lot of the new stuff. They were stronger units because Grungni made them special.
All right, we're getting into some combat now. It looks like those Griffhounds did melt, which we expected. But now we're getting into the ones that actually matter, going into those Vindictors, seeing how many she can kill, if any of them. We shall see. If they're not all-out defense, which he might be saving it for the Vindictors fighting into the Kronspine. If they're not all-out defense, they're on a 4-up. It's 2 damage each. They're not close enough to Gardas. So.
No, they're not.
I do wonder if Joe is remembering to do his fight on death with the Redeemers.
That's a good question. I have no idea. I'm being told to move away from the table because, again, I keep pushing it too far forward.
Are they actually? Hold on 1 second.
Never mind. Steven is going to go figure out what exactly is going on.
4 rounds at miscasted 4 times.
I think that is 2 Graveguard dead. 2. That's a lot less than Joe would like dead. Well, welcome, Spencer. Spencer currently sitting in Steven's seat, but refusing to unmute the mic, so he won't talk to me. They're figuring something out with the setup. I don't know what's going on. Like Steven has said multiple times, apparently my job is to sit here, look pretty, even though I'm not on camera right now, and talk. Oh, I think maybe people realized that the dice cam did not... I guess the dice cam feed was just frozen for the entire game, and we only found out. Well, now we can see. Spencer trying to adjust the dice cam screen on our computer while people also trying to adjust to fit under the camera.
Allegedly, they've been using the dice tray this entire time, and our camera was just frozen. Welcome to the wall! So we got that fixed, so now we should be able to see the rolls. I'm really sorry, Trisha.
No wonder. Hey, Spencer, there's a...
He's working.
Spencer
working
is currently busy. I'll ask him over there. Spencer, there's a question in the chat for you. Chris wants to know how Bob the Zombie's doing.
Oh. You might be getting your answer
Spencer
pretty soon.
Spencer is going to go find out, I think.
Wow.
Running,
so when I was gone, actually,
not
3 of these Vindictors actually went down to those Graveguard attacks, and now it looks like we're fighting into Kronspine.
And she only lost like a couple of them.
Wow.
A couple of Graveguard. Spencer has now run around the entire set of tables.
Yeah, apologies on that. We should have checked all the cameras. We were in a bit of a rush this morning.
Yeah, remember, the most important camera was having issues.
Yes, he is using Daughters of Cain dice to play Stormcast Eternals.
He's invoking his god. He's invoking Morathi. It worked earlier in the game. I think before you got in the chat, he made 7 ward saves or something with that.
Quite a few.
I'm here to report that Bob the Zombie is safely at my house. He may have taken over. We cannot confirm.
There's your answer on Bob the Zombie.
Look at that. It may not be a binder, but it's a crisp folder.
That is a damn lie. I have stabbed myself and drew blood on my Stormcast Eternal models repeatedly.
They demand blood, then why is Slaanesh the worst models to put in the game?
See, normally what happens when you stab yourself on a model is, like, the spindly little Daughters of Cain models, they break off and stab you.
Oh, there's a lot of spikes on the Cauldron of Blood.
But the Stormcast models, the spikes have, like, girth, so they don't break, so you stab yourself over and over again.
Oh, by the way, we got feedback that says, like, keep plugging all this stuff in. We have dead space above and below the dice grid.
You could put, like, the Twitter link, or the weird knobs.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about putting the space there.
That's also not a bad idea either.
When I talked to Steven about it.
I was gonna say,
The camera's at a weird angle.
yeah, the cameras that are working.
players, you have 3 minutes.
As I sit here building some Slaanesh, what are you building?
We'll figure it out later. Like someone pointed out.
Also doing some combat here in the center with these damaged units. So much better with the dice tray. Glad we actually got that
are
working.
just super pointy. You know, they got to really emphasize the pain part. You gotta hit all the pain to get the pleasure. Although poor Stormcast players just receiving all pain, no pleasure lately with their rules. Bliss Seekers and Mold Lines. Yep. Well, I've heard that complaint many times.
And making some save rolls here for the those zombies there in the center. Did not make a bunch of them. I'm wondering. Oh, I see. Okay, I see. Yeah,
I think Ashlee would almost rather the unit go down now versus on Joe's turn. Where,
then she cannot try to bring it back.
Not necessarily try to bring it back, but then Joe couldn't. Joe couldn't easily get broken ranks.
There it goes. There it goes. Those final 2 zombies did die in the center. We'll see if she actually manages to bring those back. There is a gravesite right there, so she could bring it back at half strength, which is 20 zombies, and just charge it right back into those Vindictors.
20 zombies. Charge.
Next turn.
Charge.
Oh, pile in.
They shamble.
They shamble.
Blood Angel Storm having bled all over it. Look, see, at least the people who are bleeding are. It's thematic, right?
Yeah, finishing up the last couple combats here in bottom of 2. Just the ones in the center that weren't super consequential for either player, so now they're kind of picking up the last little scraps. Maybe some zombies dying, maybe Gardas taking some damage, and then we will see who has the priority on top of turn 3.
Yep.
Which, as I've said, priority, very important.
Yep. And I think Ashlee did achieve her battle tactic.
Yes, she did.
And she, with the Crown Spine going on there, he does control that. She does control the objective.
It is contested. There are 5 Vindictors there. Crown Spine counts for 5. So Joe controlled it first, and as now contested, Joe still controls it.
Joe still has it. So this would be a.
This would be a 3-point turn for Ashlee. All those zombies dying. Ooh,
Gardas
that is.
And the zombies dying. Okay.
Oh, Gardas and the zombies dying. Wow, did the zombies just die to explosion?
I think they just died to explosions.
Wow.
All right, all you 40K players, there's 1 minute left in your round.
That is interesting. All right, so this is definitely going to be a 3-point turn for Ashlee.
We can confirm that momentarily with Pick Cross Brian. So they're still doing some battle shock rolls. So it seems right now it is going to be 3 points for Ashlee, and that does keep her down 2, which sucks because she's not getting she didn't get the whole 2 hold more. But if she gets the double 2 to 3, she can make up for it. Especially if she gets the roll. They're resolving battle shock roll moves right now before she gets stuff back. Gardas did.
Down, 40K players.
Did Ashlee even roll to bring something back? Because it should be on like a 3-up.
I don't know.
She's killed at least 2 units.
Oh, there's something. Oh, that was a priority roll. Joe rolled a 6, I believe, so he might be taking that first turn. Don't know if Ashlee actually rolled anything to bring anything back. We're losing some models over here, which is interesting.
I don't know what's happening.
I'm not 100% sure what is going on either.
Maybe explosions from battle shock?
Did the grave
fight back from Hollow Knight's rolls?
Oh, maybe, possibly.
Some of that stuff. Yeah, see, they're rolling a bunch of dice, so none of it's priority.
The Redeemers do fight on death, on a 4-up.
Yes. So let's see, how many units have died this turn? We had a unit of Liberators on the bottom left.
We had
Gardas.
Yep, we had a unit of Griffhounds on the bottom left as well.
We had the unit of Griffhounds on the bottom right.
We had Gardas. And I think that's it for Stormcast.
So that's +3 to that roll, which means on a 2-up, she'd get something back.
On a 2-up, a unit of 20 zombies is coming back. Going into the bottom of that dice tray. I might go adjust that later.
Def roll a 1. Wouldn't we all? I've definitely been there.
It looks like those zombies did come back on that 2-up, deciding where she wants to put them right now.
Round 5 starts at 12.
So it's exactly as we surmised. Yeah. They were in fact rolling all the Hollow Knight, like come back, do some fights and some such. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, deciding where she wants to put those zombies right now. Getting a unit of 20 back, which is a standard size unit.
And no, Chris, she's not going to snag the objective by Kron. I don't know if you answered that question already.
No,
we talked about it a minute ago. It's still 5 models to 5.
Yeah, so...
I'm getting some sensual back rubs here. I don't know who is...
So Joe actually controlled that objective already. So he has 5 models there. So the 5 models of Kronstein is not enough to take control from it. So Joe will still control that objective, at least until combat this turn, when Kronstein definitely kills...
So the grave sites are those tan circles you see on the board.
This is a grave site.
3 of them visible on camera. The last one is on the right side of this house over
These
here.
are the grave sites, and then the objectives are in a diagonal, and Kronstein is actually sitting on top of one. It's probably like right there-ish. So.
I'm gonna say, I think those Vindictors are within 3 inches.
She may be able. He was asking if she could snag that objective with zombies, so she might have been able to get enough. No, they have to be 9 away from Vindictors within 6 of objective. So maybe. She could probably get 1 zombie in range, but looks like Joe might actually be telling her that right now. What a good guy.
Joe's a great sport, so he might be working on that at the moment. She also could be thinking it may not be about getting onto the objective for her, but putting those zombies in a position that if she got the double, she can get them into the middle. Yep, looks like 3 VP. That's where she's going to keep them. Then we're going to go into a priority roll.
Yep.
I see a 4 from Joe.
And that's a 2 from Ashlee. So she doesn't get the double turn, but so some nice fair Warhammer happening right now. Nobody's got a double turn yet, I believe.
No, nobody's got a double
so
turn.
some nice fair Warhammer happening. Nobody's getting the double turn.
Yep. But it is the 3rd round, and survival of the fittest has no primary objectives. So
that is true. So we will be burning one. Maybe that's what Ashlee was
looks like
thinking.
that's what that indication there. She's going to burn that middle objective.
Well, if Harrison gives her the turn. Oh wait, no. Harrison's going to take.
Not Harrison.
Not Harrison. Joe.
Steven.
I don't know why. But
it looks like Joe did decide to take the turn, so she is burning that middle objective away.
Which is smart. Not the bottom one, even though she could charge the zombies into the center and probably take that objective this turn.
I think because she's got a Kron spine there.
She's got a Kron spine.
So the question is, did they if they rolled for Kron spine, which I believe
you are Harrison. You are living in my mind rent free. You remind me of that. You know that guy who does like every Age of Sigmar army in 30 minutes?
Yes.
That's what Harrison's voice reminds me of.
That's what Harrison's voice reminds me of. Yes, his voice is very smooth.
Very smooth.
I'm going to go make sure that they remove that die from Kron spine so they don't accidentally count up from there because he is supposed to lose his
They
points.
probably will. So.
As soon as I turn around, they actually do the thing that I'm concerned about. However, Brian did inform me that Joe is going to do Bring It Down on Manfred.
Bring it down on Manfred. I was going to say Manfred is way up here and there's nothing really in range of him. Welcome to the war!
46 orcs answer the call!
Yes, I was going to say there's nothing really up.
Kenobi.
There's nothing really up here to like challenge Manfred.
Yeah, I was going to say, hold on, Steven, before we go on, shout out. This is Pleasant Kenobi, also known as Vince on the internet.
Oh.
I got to say, personally, I'm a big fan. I've watched some of your 40K videos. I've watched a good amount of you.
Oh, they're rating us with a party of 46.
Oh, that's why.
Hello, everyone.
46. Thank you so much.
Everyone who's joining us from the raid, this is the Weird Knobs Pitta Crumpin stream from Smash and Bash 2022. We are streaming some of the top tables right now, or
This
just
is like a middle
some of
table
our
for us right
some of our interesting matchups, and then we'll be streaming top table at 1:30.
Thank you so much, Vince,
for the whole shebang.
We're very happy. We appreciate the raid a whole lot.
WOG, yes. Welcome to the WOG. Welcome to the WOG, everyone.
What is that? For everyone in the chat, Humorous, could you give us a nice big WOG?
But yeah, as I was saying before I
Before I rudely interrupted you.
No, before you rightly interrupted me. Manfred is up here, and there wasn't really, I was going to say there wasn't really anything that can challenge him, but I
said, did you forget that
somehow
there are 4
completely
Knight
forgot
Judicators on the board?
that there are 4 Knight Judicators just chilling.
And there's no lookout, sir, for Manfred.
There's no lookout, sir, yep.
So the question is, how many wounds have been has Manfred taken?
Yeah.
Because it's hard to tell for me on the dice from the camera.
True. All the new people, let us know where you're from, what you're running.
Do you play AOS?
Do you play Age of Sigmar? 40K? We're interested in that too. Let us know.
Someone told us yesterday they were working on, I believe, a Blood Angels army.
Blood Angels and Fire Slayers.
And Fire Slayers
is there 2 armies that they play?
They like dwarves.
Yeah, they like dwarves. A man of taste.
That's right. Jeff would not think so, but he's wrong.
That is true.
We like dwarves here on this stream.
Gargant Princess. Oh, I've seen that. I've seen your aerial.
We've seen the. We have
and
the
it
one
is
so far.
it is amazing. I wish we had pictures of it. I would put it up on stream. If you want to send me some, I will.
So we got Manfred has 12 wounds total. I can't tell how many he's got on the dice right now.
That is true.
More
12,
like dwarves.
12 woins total. It looks like on that dice that is a single digit. So
Gondek, I'm still holding out hopes that you can bring those Chaos Dwarfs back. They're at least getting referenced with the leaked horns that Hashit. What looks to be an Underworld's warband, or Underworld's warband.
All right, and there were hints in the Hobgrot kind of fluff.
Oh, so yeah, in the flood.
In the fluff, there were Hobgrots. They're trading with mysterious patrons or something.
Yeah, GEW sent me the hint that the Chaos Dwarves still kind of exist in the.
Watching from Portugal. Hello. Love the lore in the games. Haven't picked up the tabletop yet though. Well, if you would like to come and join our Discord, we can give you plenty of advice on which army to pick. It'll come down to whichever one you think looks cool.
I was going to say, honestly, yeah, like if you love the lore, because it is a really cool setting, if you don't know what to pick up, like just look at the rules, but the rule of cool is always good to live by. Pick the model range you like the best.
Dwarves,
orcs, or lizards.
Conroe. Hey, I grew up not far from Conroe. What's up, man?
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, we're
personal friend of Ashlee. Go Ashlee. We will let her know that you are cheering for her.
That's very awesome.
She is playing an amazing game. Her Soulblight looks fantastic.
That people have friends in the chat.
Yes, 100%.
I don't think she's playing a bad game at all.
No, she's not playing. She's playing a great game. Her Soulblight looks fantastic. She knows how to pilot it.
It just it sucks that she didn't get the priority this round.
Yeah, that is.
She. All these announcements interrupting our stream.
30 minutes.
It was unfortunate for Ashlee that she didn't win the priority because those Judicators are aiming their reticles onto Manfred.
Ashlee is actually an independent. She's not affiliated with any club at all.
I'm told Grand Alliance Houston, but really she was independent.
It's more of a she's from Houston, so they're claiming her. She doesn't really claim a club, I think.
As far as I know.
Yeah.
I feel like she's very newer to the tournament scene, so it could be that she just heard that this was happening. It's not too far, and it just came in. But it's cool. We honestly need more women in the hobby. So if you're a woman in chat and you're interested, like please buy some models, paint them up, throw them up. We'd love to have it. Whether you're in the hobby, how much you want to pay, not pay. I mean, you got to pay to play.
You got to pay to play.
How much you want to play, how much you want to hobby, like. Just
yeah.
join.
So we're gonna see if those Knight Judicators can bring down Manfred. The good thing is, since they're all single heroes, he can kind of adjust how much he puts into Manfred.
Look at all these Harambe's heroes just saying no.
Wargamers around Conroe. Yes, I support this. Pulling all those Huntsville folks. I'm from Prison City, USA, so I know Conroe very well. That's where we would drive when we wanted the fancy restaurants.
Okay, so then shout out the Wargamers around Conroe. She's starting out with Whack.
Yeah, shout out. That's really cool. Shout out to Whack. Wargamers around Conroe. Love that name. Yeah, special shout out to them. I honestly support clubs from smaller towns. Like,
that's cool.
They shouldn't just be folded into the nearest big town. Like, yeah, keep
if they want to.
Yeah,
mostly that's for Texas Masters reasons. If you care about playing in that system,
yeah,
not everybody
of course.
does, which is I think why Ashlee was mostly like an independent and this existing outside the Texas Masters sports system anyway. But like, yeah, more clubs is cool.
Focusing in the Montgomery, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, very cool. Adding clan names to the player abbreviation somewhere. Yeah, good to know for GTs for the future.
Yeah, we will put that in. Joe's roommate here, does Wizard on Bird Monster still have an unbroken staff? The thing does not travel with them. I think it actually does.
I think it does.
Jeff Jeff on Bird Monster is as of yet unbroken. The knight is still young.
Also, Axel, thank you for joining.
Also,
cool
yes, thank you for joining.
You're joining, supporting your roommate.
Yeah, it's definitely if you don't play the game, joining the stream is definitely a big endeavor.
A big endeavor, yeah.
Just kind of watching and not really knowing what's going on.
We try our best, but we do. Admittedly, we get onto a few bit of tangents.
Yeah. Yeah. So looks like still shooting into Manfred here, probably from those Knight Judicators.
How do I get you the pics of Ariel? Like, if you want me to...
Yeah, send them to either me or Spencer on Discord.
Yep.
And then we will definitely throw them up and give a special shout out because they look great.
Yep. Slide into those DMs.
Custodes and Astra Militarum.
And maybe Sisters. Sisters are cool.
Sisters
I like
are
the
cool.
Sisters models
Well,
a lot.
I mean, they just had my 2 favorite 40k factions.
They did that.
Yeah,
Custodians
honestly,
being super elite, right?
Custodians being hyper elite. Hyper elite. Probably the second most elite army after Knights. And then, we're talking about 40k. Oh my god. And then Guard recently got their crazy buff.
Oh, that's right, they did.
Yep.
I don't know what the buff is, but I know that it was crazy because I had some people telling me that it was
Angry Teddy, are you asking for recommendations on what to play in Age of Sigmar since you like Custodes, Astra Militarum, and Sisters?
Chance plugging in the heresy stuff because they are getting a new edition, and I know he's been really into that game.
He is, yeah.
That new box set
So
is a pretty good deal.
if you like Custodes and Astra Militarum and Sisters, so Stormcast are kind of the hyper elite-ish. Well, hyper elite, not going into like Knight level elite of Age of Sigmar.
Yeah. Because if you want to play Knights, you basically want to play Suns.
Yeah, you basically want to play Suns.
If you're going for like the super low model count, high wound density, damage type of deal.
Yeah, so Stormcast definitely are kind of the Custodes analog.
They
are the new player army, so their rules aren't super complicated. Astra Militarum, maybe cities, maybe some other kind of horde army.
Militarum is like the super horde.
Astra Militarum, you can go super horde, or you can go elite armor. You can go tanks, or you can go just lots and lots of infantry.
Interesting.
They're the Imperial Guard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no!
Cities gives you good flexibility as well.
Coming back to our game, I don't know if he managed to shoot Manfred off the board because we are moving into combat.
So looks like it might be a failed battle tactic, y'all.
Oh no! Unless he can get that Tarlon in and maybe deal some damage, because I do think that is a 2-digit number on Manfred. So. Oh, but Manfred gets to retreat if he gets charged, right? So he's going to be pretty slippery.
Yeah, Manfred is not dying in combat.
That is not good. Maybe that will do a lot to tie up the points.
But Militarum's the people, right? Just like regular.
Yeah, regular dudes.
Yeah, if you want that, Cities of Sigmar is kind of the way to go. Thematically, that's kind of they're just the regular Joe Schmoes.
Thematically, yes, and you can also go tanks and infantry.
You can also go tanks and infantry.
You can do steam tanks.
Are very cool.
They're not very good. But they are cool.
They're good if you roll good.
They're good if you hit your cannon shots.
They shoot far.
Oh, yeah. I bet you were really excited about I forget what the ability is called, but 6's auto wound.
Yeah, if you like super horde, cities can get you there. They use a lot of models from older ranges. Yes.
Skaven super horde.
If you want super horde, probably looking at Skaven, Soulblight Zombie Horde, or Grotz. There are 3 units in the game who have a unit size of 20 models.
Super horde.
Rats, zombies, and I guess 4 in the
Super horde.
Yeah. Super horde.
Yeah, but honestly, it comes down to just play what you think looks cool. Take a look at the rules, play what you think's cool. Everybody else's recommendations are, are good, but
super horde.
Super horde.
Just angry Teddy.
Angry Teddy wants to get super horde.
He wants to get super horde. We do it for the people.
Grindak,
Judy Skaven, which is what I like. It's a Scryer.
Grindak, if you can drop a link to our Discord in the chat, I would be appreciative.
I don't think we can get links in the chat.
Oh.
I think
it
is auto-filtered so that it won't happen.
Oh, okay, okay.
Did you just call him Grindak?
I don't know. you know what I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. Don't get cute.
Joe going all in on that Kron Spine. He's trying to get volume of attacks to hopefully get some damage and just bring it down. Also, because he's hoping to hold that objective from the Kron Spine. However, if Ashlee's just like, I'll just kill all the Vindictors.
Harrison, please delete that.
Harrison, why? People probably shouldn't click that link. I'm not going to endorse clicking that link.
But if we could get a link to the Discord in chat, that would be ideal.
Yep.
Or just the website, which has our links to everything. Eli, would you like to do your trademark plug all the things?
Is it time to plug all the things?
I think it's time to plug all the things.
All right. So if you kind of like what we're doing here today, if you want to see some battle reports from us in the future, see us stream some games, we'd appreciate if you kind of follow us on Twitch. Maybe like us on, or maybe subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/weirdknobs. Maybe follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/weirdknobs. And just kind of support us. Maybe follow us on our future endeavors. And personally, and Steven hates me every time I say this, but GW doesn't really like streaming AOS games, and a lot of it is because they don't have people to cast it. So if you want them to start live streaming AOS games, like, tell them to put people on. Tell them to put us on. Tell them you want to see AOS games. We appreciate all of you being here. Thank you so much. I think we have more people now thanks to Pleasant Kenobi's raid than I would have guessed.
Yeah.
Completely.
It's crazy that Pleasant Kenobi actually came in and raided us.
Yeah.
The touch of greatness, Eli.
Touch of greatness.
The touch of greatness.
The touch of winning. we're getting near the end of the round, and we have 50 people.
Welcome to the wall. Yeah, I still think we're in Stormcast top of 3, and it's just the fight backs from Soulblight.
Yep. We got about 20 minutes left in the round.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure we'll probably be in talk it out mode after this, depending on how it goes. If Ashlee gets more stuff back this round,
we'll probably try to get Soulblight bottom of 3, just to kind of give them the same number of actual played rounds, and then talk it out. We'll see if this Kronspine can actually kill it enough models to take that point away.
There you go. Our big orc guy. It's a fantastic point. Why not spam it and have some fun? I see a die. I think that die is supposed to love him. It is the best. I can't tell what that die is exactly supposed to represent. It might be the one wound on there, but she did kill the Vindictors. So as long as she doesn't lose the Kronspine this turn, which I don't think she will, she keeps that she takes that objective from Joe.
Yeah. Which is huge. Joe failing that battle tactic.
4 up. She was. Oh yeah. So that was the roll to bring back something. She was immediately talking about how many units were lost. There were 2 units that died.
Yep.
So on that 4 up, she gets to bring back some zombies, and looks like she's going to try
the
to bring
zombies
them
are coming back
closer
again.
to back up the Kronspine there.
This is why Soulblight wants the game to drag on as long as possible. Not drag on, but they want to go as many rounds as possible, because they get value out of bringing those units back that have already died.
Yes. Also, yes, Trisha, the Discord link did come through. We appreciate you putting that in for us. For anybody who wants to join, that is the link to our Austin Discord community.
Come hang out.
Come on, you may not be in Austin. That's fine. Just come introduce yourself. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. We've got a ton of people, not just the ones who are here like running the event, who would be happy to answer questions and help out.
Yeah, we accept everyone, even people from Portugal.
Even people from Portugal. That's right. How about this? How about especially people from Portugal?
Especially people from Portugal. Come and join us.
Yes.
That sounds cool.
And this Humming Horde kind of really big for Ashlee. I think it's just
yes.
one of like the final like every nail in the coffin every time a unit comes back. It's
Yeah,
just a lot harder for Joe to deal with, especially because we're going to go into the bottom of 3. That is going to be Ash's turn, which means all those zombies
are coming in.
They're coming in.
Yeah, like I said,
that zombie
Soulblight
up there has a lot further to move, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a command point to make them auto run.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, Soulblight really wants to go as many rounds as possible because they, like an actual undead horde that keeps coming back. They want to grind the opponent down. They don't care if they lose their units because there's a good chance they're coming back at half strength anyway. So they want to go as many rounds as possible to bring all those units back, get that value train running, have your opponent slowly lose models, and you just keep bringing them back, and they can't get rid of them. And that's what Soulblight wants to do, and she's doing it really, really well. Looks like we are in bottom of 3. Soulblight bottom of 3. I can't see what the battle tactic is, but we will get that to y'all as quickly as we can.
I'm pretty sure that is just going to be a 0-pointer for Joe. I am going to go double check because Brian is currently talking, so I'm going to go make sure that it is in fact a over for Joe.
That is
failed his battle tactic.
He failed his battle tactic, and he lost control of his one objective.
So.
Well, we're glad you feel welcome, Angry Teddy. That is honestly the goal. We want everyone to have a good time. We want everyone at the event to have a good time. We want all of you to have a good time. We want to have a good time. You know, that's what the community and the hobby is all about.
So yeah, that was in fact an over for Joe in round 3.
That is not ideal. There was a strong showing at the start, but having a 0-point turn is not ideal.
Not ideal. Ashlee is going for aggressive expansion.
Makes
sense. She's on both objectives.
She's on both objectives. She already has in that. There's no possible way she can lose the bottom left one.
Pretty much.
And Manfred is sitting on that top one, and you don't really want to charge into him.
She's probably not moving.
She does have that grave guard sitting right there. I might be able to take out one of the Knight Judicators, but honestly, it's just going to tie him up and make sure they can't do anything else.
The issue with the grave guard is that she doesn't really want to charge him because he's going to unleash hell.
That is a good point.
I mean, and the 3 rend, even at the -1 to hit, is still going to take out some grave guard.
That is true.
It may be worth it to
she
try.
She can only unleash hell with one of them. They only get 2 attacks.
That's true.
So some of the grave guard will live. I don't know if it's worth it to charge them in that case, but we will see what she actually tries to do. Moving up those zombies.
Yes, of course we gave Kindak mod.
Moving up the zombies on the left side. Again, they get that 6-inch pylon. They don't even have to charge. They just shamble into you.
They just shamble into combat.
$15 minutes left in the round here. We're probably just going to finish up bottom of 3 and then kind of chalk it out. So it's still a close game. That also is a good point. She might not want to charge in there with the Krondys right there because it is wild, and it will attack her own units. And the big thing is they can't retreat from the Krondys if they go into it right now. So she might also be putting that up as a backup just in case for some reason the Kron Spine does go down. Like maybe if Joe gets top of 4, he can shoot the Kron Spine down, and she has that big block of zombies there to move on to the objective just to make sure that she keeps it. Just like we thought those other zombies coming down, just to try to gum up the works for Joe's army, trying to lock everything down, keep a hold of her objectives, make sure she's ahead on points. Yeah, that is true. It looks like she's trying to get it into a good position for basically talking it out. Yeah.
All right, so zombies shambled forward just like we thought. Oh, look at those direwolves that we said we were going to come back. Or come in.
Come in.
This is the first time
yeah.
we've seen them.
That's the first time we've seen that. Is just more bodies that she is throwing on objectives, giving her a stronger position for talking out the game at probably the end of this round.
Looks like she's measuring those just to make sure that they are not, in fact, 9 inches away. We'll see if she charges with those Graveguards soon, takes that Unleash Hell. It's the only way those Graveguards can get in combat. She's not going to be able to shamble the zombies in to kind of eat the Unleash Hell before the Graveguard get into combat. I feel like this is supposed to be a shooting attack of some sort. Oh, the Gryph-hound thing. That's why. Or not. Nope. Oh, Unleash Hell. Yeah, in fact, that was Ashlee making the charge with the Graveguard, like I thought. They just decided to resolve the Unleash Hell before the charge. Before the Shamble move, which, you know, you're supposed to do that after, but all the same. I think she just wanted to shamble them in. Didn't want them to get shot either. I would have probably charged the zombies. Probably one of the only times that you would have rather charged the zombies rather than have them shamble in. But I guess she was just like, well, if the Graveguard get close to dying, that's just one more chance for me to bring them back. The zombies do hit way harder, but I don't think she cares as much about killing stuff. And the zombies ran that they couldn't charge. But, I mean, yeah, it looks like the zombies ran. They went up pretty far. That's definitely a little bit more than 4 inches. So, running to shambling them in. I don't know, I had dipped out for a second, and when the zombies had moved, that definitely looks more than 4 inches.
Yeah, I think your game plan at this point is just
Brian, you are sitting in the chair, and you are muted. We got pick Brian here, replacing Steven for a second because he had to hit the restroom.
Absolutely. Like, watching the last turn, Joe's real disappointed. He couldn't get rid of Manfred. Now he's feeling the burn. It's kind of the pressure of bodies kind of press in on him. And I think Ashlee right now has a path to victory just by taking objectives and taking up space.
Wait, Harrison, you're right. Cat time. He's not here to stop me. Wait. Oh, he's not going to be okay. Oh, crap, that was bad. We got to fix the cat. Quick, take the mouse before you see him go back.
You're missing those whiskers.
No, this is a whiskerless cat. But honestly, at this point, it's less about killing all the stuff and more about just tying everything up. Every Night Judicator Ashlee kills is kind of bonus, especially because those Graveguard, while they do hit harder, they are not a predatory target, so she wouldn't get the extra VP from killing them with Graveguard. Oh, it looks like she didn't even choose to pile in with the zombies, so she just wants to screen them. So again, any extra damage that she does is fine. She's just all about spacing the board and board controlling it, though.
Yeah, she
I
doesn't.
can't say it's a bad strategy.
She doesn't really have a reason to actually move those zombies up into combat because there's no objective there anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
So even if she moves the zombies up into combat with that Tarlon, the Judicators are still going to be able to shoot them. So keeping them kind of outside and just there as a big block of screening units is probably the right choice.
It's not a bad choice. I can definitely see arguments for both kinds of strategies. If Ashlee wins the double, then it's just sound anyway. That one Night Judicator going in. It looks like, I don't know if, I think Kronspine fought and only killed one Gryph-hound. Joe might have retreated with those second Gryph-hounds at some point. We'll see how We'll see how well that Knight Judicator can do. I don't remember how well it does in melee.
They don't hit very hard.
I want to say it
in
does.
melee.
Like it's a giant bow trying to hit.
They have a Warblade, which is a standard Warblade that all the kind of Stormcast range units get. 3s and 3s, -1 damage. It's something.
And it's how many attacks? It's 3 attacks, so it's not the worst.
Not the worst, but...
Look at all those dice. Look at all those high dice rolls.
Yeah, both of these players playing
Except that's
excellent...
definitely 3 1s right there.
Both of these players playing an excellent game. Honestly, they both did exactly what they wanted to do.
Yep.
I just think Ashlee had a few too many bodies for Joe to try to damage through with his Judicators.
That's a fair point. I don't know if Joe actually would have retreated the Griffhounds. They probably should be in combat, but let's be honest, it's kind of a moot point. Things going down. That's a 3. I don't know if that was going to block it out. What do you mean?
That would make sense.
All right.
Wow, actually, a lot of those Graveyard actually dying to the Warblades.
To be honest, I don't think she's,
deciding right
she's
now
activating the zombies now
if
so
she
that they
wants
can
to
pile
pile
in.
in.
Hello. I forget it's not start a combat they just pile in. It's when they activate.
Yep.
Silly me.
Yeah, she piling in those those zombies right now.
Gonna try to get on the. Oh!
Welcome to the wall. Yeah, so she can pile in those Graveguard at any point during combat.
Any point. Gotta fish for all those 6s to wound. There's only 1 attack each. Again, there's no small heroes to help buff them up. No +1 attack. No +1 to hit and stuff. I think they're too far away from Vigor on Death. Maybe not. Especially if that was started combat, then Manfred could have done it, and then they go in and they'd be +1 to hit. And
yeah, that would make them literally doubly as tanky.
Yeah, doubly as tanky.
Doubly as tanky? Is that a
No, not
phrase?
doubly as tanky. Doubly as killy. Not even doubly as killy. It's
No,
+1 to hit and wound rolls.
Oh,
I
+1
thought-
hit and wound. Yes, you're
Yeah.
right. I apologize.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was +1 wound.
Joe reaching for that. Reaching for that die. There's some mortal wounds there. It looks like a 4.
Yep. Taking
Don't know
some
how
mortal.
much the Taurolon has as far as wounds go. I want to say it's 8.
I think it's 12.
It could be 12. It is a monster, so 12 would make more sense.
It does have 12 wounds.
12
it is a
okay.
standard Stormcast big boy mount.
See a bunch of dice being rolled.
Just the hits and wounds on that Taurolon. Most likely, I don't see anything else that's in combat, so that's probably what we're looking at.
That might be the rest of the zombie attacks that she's doing. She may not have just... if she's like me, then she rolls just like a set amount of dice at a time. I tend to only roll 10 dice at a time. It makes it easy for math for me.
Got to roll them.
Oh, no. It's
roll all of them
Got
at a time.
Yep.
If I've got 50 attacks, you better believe I'm rolling 50 dice.
I'm not rolling 50 dice at a time.
That's
it's way too messy.
That's because you're too weak, Eli.
Are you saying I'm a coward?
I'm saying you're a coward.
I agree. I am.
You're also a menace.
I am a menace. But you know what? I have a kitty cat on the screen.
You do, and I saw it, and I'm allowing you to have it.
You're allowing me to have it. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It makes me very happy.
I will.
Those Graveguard going down in Battle Shock.
If they go down in the Battle Shock phase, can she attempt to bring half of them back?
Yes, she can. You can't hold all of these dice. Yes. The only time I'm going to roll that many dice is if I am thankful for Warp Fire Projectors. I will absolutely roll all those dice at once.
Oh, making the roll for Kronspine, taking the wounds off because it took like what three or four wounds.
Probably not much from the.
Don't even know if they actually made the roll. It looks like the dice was just taken off.
Yeah, which means it was probably 3 or less wounds.
Ooh, not getting those Graveguard back, I believe, because she did not kill enough units.
Oh no, I think she's tracking how many of Joe's units died. So
Well, there
there
was just a roll of 2.
Oh, then that's probably not enough because I think only the Griffhounds on the left died. I want to say that's it. Yeah.
And that is it. Honestly, she probably
So it would've
doesn't.
been a 4-up.
Probably doesn't need it. It would have been nice. Probably does not need those Graveguard.
No. Ashlee getting 5 EP
Scoring
because she
5.
controls the
Yeah,
objectives,
scoring
and
5
she got a map
points.
tactic.
Going up to 13 points to 10 because of the 0 on the last turn.
I have no idea if Ashlee made a die roll. That might be priority. Looks like Joe got a 4. I think he took it.
Those wolves ever come in? Yes, the wolves
came
are
outside.
actually sitting right over here on the right side of the board. They came in actually this movement phase.
I like that basing that she's done. It looks like it's a little bit of a lava-ish
Yeah,
base.
it looks really cool. This army actually looks amazing. Once again, we will try to have images of all the armies at the event, and just in a slideshow while we take a break for lunch, so you'll have
Otherwise,
something pretty to look at.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure both armies are on the Weird Knobs Twitter. Spencer.
Oh, of course,
did
yes,
take
yes.
some pictures and upload them. So
Yeah, we do have a lot of pictures on the Weird Knobs Twitter. If you want to check out some of the fantastic paint at Smash and Bash 2022, Pit of Crumpin'.
the Pit of Crumpin'.
Okay, all right. Looks
Oh, yeah.
like we are going to actually be playing into lunch, so we're going to be sticking around with y'all
stick around
to
for a
the
little
end
bit.
of this game. Actually, I'm
Bonus streaming time.
bonus streaming time. I'm okay with that
I'm okay
because
with that.
I kind of want to see how this game plays out because
This
it's
has been a
still
very chill vibe today.
it's still anyone's game. Joe is down points, but he still has a lot of damage left on the board.
Yeah, he does. This is a very chill vibe game today. What a nice way to
very chill vibe game.
Yeah.
Not as stressful as the games yesterday.
Oh my God.
Much slower.
Game 1 had like a lot of exciting moments. Game 2 was stressful, literally from beginning to end. Game 3 there was a lot of good stuff, but we were personally down on energy.
So
Game 4.
in one turn,
Okay.
he's broken ranks here.
Here?
They're playing in the lunch.
Yeah, I know.
He tried to
In Game 4, just very chill vibe, going back and forth. A lot of dull, not dull, but a lot of kind of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Looks like
It's not dull, but there's like, I guess more downtime because there's a lot of like
more grindy.
The what?
More long term, more
It is
grindy, more
grinding,
grindy, which is
long-term. And I
exactly
actually do like those
which
games.
is
Which is why
exactly
I'm trying to say like dull is not the word I'm looking for.
This is exactly the game Soulblight wants to play.
Yes.
They want to kind of go slow.
Yeah.
They want to dictate the pace of the game. They want to be moving stuff around, trying to screen out and bring stuff back. So,
But because there's a lot of long movement phases and stuff going on, we are kind of able to just discuss a lot of stuff. Chilled vibes games. I'm never gonna say no to that. Chilled vibe games are great.
it looks like Joe will be didn't win priority. He will be taking the turn, taking broken ranks on this unit of Direwolves,
Okay.
which he has 4 Judicators sitting right here, so he can probably
They're 2 wounds apiece, I want to say.
Direwolves. I believe so.
Yeah, so that's 20 wounds he's got to get through. They got a 5-up save. They do have a champion, so she can't all out defense him. So
Another small thing to note: Manfred is healing. He's healed the last couple of turns. Actually, he healed 3 wounds this turn.
good. Big Boss Jeff coming up to me with the belt for the Wargames Con Smash and Bash GT.
Which we will probably be deciding the winner for on tomorrow's stream.
Not tomorrow's stream.
Or
Today's stream.
today's stream.
Steven, your timing is
I
just all out of
cannot,
sorts.
yeah.
She scored her Monsters Takeover on the top point with Manfred.
On the top point. Yeah. She's great. Yeah, the monsters take over on the top right point.
So she controlled that objective with Manfred. It wasn't with Kronspine. This belt is gorgeous, by the way.
Yeah, no worries, man. Honestly, in this format, it's a little difficult to kind of see what's going on. We're trying to relay what's going on as much as we can. We are working on some UI elements to help y'all, the viewers, keep track of things more. We will have those in the future, but
Again, this
honestly,
is the first GT.
first GT that we've streamed.
So there's a lot of bugs that we're gonna have to work out, but we hope that like at least for the time being, it's an entertaining product that you guys have enjoyed.
Yeah. Oh, I misspelled this.
And it's much easier to do all this stuff at home when we make our little battle reports because we can kind of go back and forth, even if it's live. We can make sure we
Plugging my
answer
own
easier.
stuff. Stay tuned for that because I will be working on some higher quality maybe filmed and edited battle reports, but probably higher quality live streams where the players themselves will have to be interacting with the chat. So stay tuned for that. We will tweet that out when that actually is happening.
For sure.
And we will invite all of you lovely people to come and join us on that
We're
journey.
always happy with the lovely people. But yes, just to be clear, with Monsters Takeover, you have to control the objective and then contest it with the monster that you choose, and there cannot be a monster from the enemy on there.
What are you trying to say, Harrison?
Harrison is saying you are on the floor, my man.
I don't know if I like your tone, sir.
Can you read the tone through the internet?
I can.
His sultry voice?
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and clear the battle tactic for Ashlee. That way we don't have the confusion here.
Yep. Broken ranks, once again, on this unit of direwolves over here. And I will confirm exactly how many wounds those direwolves have. I believe it's 2. I don't know for sure, so like a good,
not 3
like
apiece.
a good commentator, I'm going to go check.
It'd either be 2 or 1.
It is 2 wounds apiece, 5 up safe.
So, okay, 2 wounds apiece, 5 up safe. You can all out defense. Might as well not all out defense because it's 3 round on the bow, so it's just going to go through anyway.
Yeah, it's just going to go through anyway. And he is bringing the Tarlon over there to charge them, just to double make sure that he does get that battle tactic this turn, because he needs it.
I mean, if he finishes them off with the Tarlon, then he will get the extra VP, and that's going to be helpful.
That is
to
a
bring
good
back
point.
in the
And
game.
he can kind of modulate how much range damage he puts into those, because like I said, it's actually sort of a good thing that all those Judicators are individual units.
Yes, absolutely.
Because he can modulate how much damage he puts where.
Yeah, if he decides, well, I've gotten close. Oh, I killed 8 models.
He can shoot them down to a couple models and then charge the Tarlon in to pick up that extra point.
Yep. He's got some flexibility. If he doesn't kill enough, if he kills enough with the Night Judicators, then he can just fire on at
One of the things I am worried about, though, with his turn, he didn't move anything down to target the Kronspine. He has these units in the center that aren't really doing anything, and he didn't move them down to the Kronspine. So the Kronspine can run and charge currently, and it 100% can get into all of his juicy range units right here.
And he does not care, and Ashlee does not care about Unleash Hell.
Kronspine does not care about Unleash Hell.
It'll take the damage. It won't make it worse in any way. And then
it won't bracket at all. It'll pile in, and it will chomp on those Judicators. But another thing.
No, go ahead.
They're single units, so she can only target a couple of them.
But here's the thing. Remember, survival of the fittest? Predatory units?
That is a good point.
Kronspine's a predatory unit. The 3 Night Judicators that aren't on the snowy face are Joe's predatory units.
That is a good point. He might actually... So he's rolling a lot of dice here. I'm wondering if he's going to put any wounds into the Kronspine to try to kill it at the end of this turn.
We'll see. I think it entirely depends on how many wolves he kills.
Yeah.
He would either focus on Kronspine or focus on Manfred.
I think the Kronspine is a bigger threat here, because Manfred is not one of her predators.
No, Manfred is just squirrely though. But remember, the Kronspine will not give up predatory unit points.
It won't give up predatory unit points, but if it kills her predator units, it will give up points.
True.
So I don't think any shots going to Manfred. I think if she has any shots left over, they all go into Kronspine.
Yeah, not a bad pick. We'll see.
I am a little bit stumped about why he actually didn't move those units in the center there. They're not really doing anything where they are. Oh, I think he has hold the line, so he might be trying to keep that Vindicator unit alive.
Oh, that would make sense, because that is a good point. His only battle line unit
that he has left. So he might be trying to keep that unit alive just to get that grand strategy.
Yep.
Let me double check what Ashlee's grand strategy actually is.
I would imagine hers is hold the line as well. This is usually the case in Soulblight. But if that's the case,
hold the line.
All she has left is that last direwolf.
In that case, yeah, all she has left is that last direwolf. So this game, if he gets his grand strategy, she doesn't. This game is technically tied up right now.
Yeah, fair point. Of course, Kronspine can't just get into those Liberators.
That is true.
I believe there's some pretty good reach on those. So,
yeah,
I would look to see Joe redeploy those Gryph-hounds.
Yep, in front of the Kronspine. But then Manfred can also come in and. Doesn't hit as hard as the Kronspine, but...
It doesn't hit nearly as hard as the Kronspine.
Doesn't hit nearly as hard as the Kronspine, but they are hits. And there goes that unit choosing not to take it out. Or maybe he did take it out with the Tarlon just with the ranged attacks.
Tarlon does have a shooting attack, right?
Yeah, we won't know. Oh, actually, I don't know if it does. Tarlon does not have a
no
shooting attack, choosing to not take it out with the Tarlon for that extra point. Interesting.
Cho choosing to make sure that it dies now instead of relying on charging it with the Tarlon to get
that
the
is a
extra
good
VP.
point. If he messed up that charge, that would be 2 VP just gone instead of banking on that 1 extra point.
Exactly. So much closer game.
I think we are at end of turn.
Yes, we are at end of turn. Joe just getting the battle tactic, getting the 2 points to go to 12. Not competing for the objectives at all.
All right, and
we are
at Soulblight Gravelords, bottom of turn 4.
Ashlee also brought back the unit of dogs on the.
Wow, bringing back half the unit of dire wolves.
The question is, where are they?
Soulblight
Don't see them on the board.
Soulblight Gravelords doing Soulblight Gravelord things.
Yep. Absolutely. Half come back, so that is 5. The question is, where are they? Because I don't see them on the board. You're gonna have to make sure that if she got them back, that she actually puts them on the board.
They might be off the board right now. She probably made the roll and just kind of waiting to put them on the board right now. We still don't know what the battle tactic is for Joe, do we?
I see all the cards. I see all the cards on the table. I think she's still deciding.
So she's probably deciding battle tactic and then thinking about, not deciding right now, thinking about what her battle tactic for next turn is going to be. We're technically still at top of 4 for next round. And
she might be measuring out where those dire wolves are coming because
where the wolves can actually go. Yeah.
Because what she can do is she can put them up here. She's got. Okay, she's bringing back Graveguard. Never mind.
Oh wow,
so she can probably bring them back in the similar spot to where she go, and then give that line to get over there.
That is true.
Or because putting it over here just means she's going to try to get into.
She's going to charge into the Tarlon, and that doesn't get her any points.
So it does. Get here. Well, it'll get her a monster point.
It does get her a monster point. That is true.
If she goes here, she could get to the Liberators, and that might take the grand strategy away. So it's
yes, you are right. It was half the unit of dogs, so she's going to get half the Graveguard back, which I believe is 10 Graveguard. She had 20. 10 Graveguard.
Yeah. So she's either going to go after the grand strategy, or she's going to go after the monster point.
Which the grand strategy is worth more points.
The grand strategy is worth more points. Well, at least it prevents Joe from having more points.
Yeah.
Versus going for the play that gets her more VP.
In the long run, it's worth more points to her.
Oh, never mind. We are wrong again. She's bringing back wolves. She changed her mind.
She changed her mind again. So we're bringing back 5 wolves. We will see where. Well, they're going right there, but we'll see where exactly they try to go after this.
She's got some play. I think the right play would be to still go into the Liberators. She does get +1 hit on the charge, and
try to take down those Liberators.
And Manfred could be there to support the dire wolves too.
Yep.
At this point, she is not worried about losing the objectives in any way.
Those objectives are hers.
And I think, honestly, that's to get there.
That's to get battle tactics, too. Oh, she can also get broken ranks off of that as well. That is a good point.
Oh, yeah. That is an option. She hasn't done it.
Yeah.
But also bringing back the dire wolves. If she charges in the Liberators, then the wolves are the ones that are getting shot with a lethal.
She also has 2 units in his zone, but I think the dire wolves might be moving out.
Yeah, I think so. So, she has options.
She has options. Right now, she's just trying to make sure she gets her 5-point turn while also doing anything she can to limit the number of points Joe's getting.
And limit his positioning if possible.
Yeah, the big one on that is keeping him from getting his grand strategy.
Yeah.
Because she's already lost.
I think if she keeps getting 5 points a turn and Joe keeps not getting the primary objective, the grand strategy doesn't matter.
True. That is a good point. That would actually be a good play. Make sure you kill those final 3 with Manfred or the Kronspine. Get that extra point on broken ranks. She already did broken ranks. She already did broken ranks. That is true. Thank you.
That's right. Yeah, she did on the Vindictors. Thank you. Chance.
Thank you for reminding us. That is a good point. Yeah.
So she doesn't have broken ranks.
So she's gonna have to do. Oh, that's true.
If she got some more damage onto the Tarlon, she'd have Bring It Down available to her. But it looks like there's only 2.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Savage
Looks
Spearhead.
Like Savage Spearhead. Yep.
Looks like Savage Spearhead.
Telling me before I was able to look at the card. I think you're right, Chance. Based on the fact that card is the one that's on the top of the screen, I think that's her battle tactic.
Yeah, we're probably just gonna go ahead and put that up because honestly, that's the one that makes sense. If she already did broken ranks, that's the one that makes the most sense.
It's just move Manfred to the right.
Yep.
And diagonally bottom right. The Graveguard are or not the Graveguard. The Direwolves are already in the territory, so it's just Manfred moving over. Hey, look at that.
Yep. There you go. There's Savage Spearhead, all done, packaged up neatly.
Truthfully, if she moves that Kronspine down a little bit more, it'll actually be 2 monsters, and then she'll get an extra VP on it.
But then she wouldn't have anything to maybe go into those Liberators in the middle and deny that battle tactic.
She could just go straight to the right and then charge down at the bottom.
Oh, at bottom of turn 5.
No. She's gonna move the Kronspine to the right.
No, but what I'm saying is she could have moved the Kronspine up and basically guaranteed the Liberators are dead.
Right, but what she's going to do right now is move to the right. She's gonna charge and move down here.
Yep.
Be in the territory with 2 monsters. That means Savage Spearhead equals 3 VP instead of 2.
Oh, Harrison brings up a good point. She has to bring the Kronspine down because these Direwolves don't count as being in her starting army.
Oh, that's
or
also
the battle
a fair point.
tactic.
Yep.
Once again,
I was just focused on the
once again, the viewers know best
viewers do know best.
because they're all extremely intelligent.
Also, in case you didn't know, there's a fuck ton of rules in this game. Very hard to keep straight, hard to commentate. Just we try to do our best.
Yeah. Stop bullying us, Harrison.
Look at that.
Yep.
She's gonna get right there.
Gonna get it in.
She's gonna take those long strikes as the closest model and pile it down into the right.
Yeah. And she wants to take out those long strikes because they're giving a lot more shots than the Judicators.
Yeah, honestly, I think the long strikes with their mortal wound potential are much more of a threat. She's at least she can't all out defensive, so either way it all sucks. 3 rend is just damage that goes through.
Yeah, and something that we did miss that's probably won't have too much of an impact. She did move this giant unit of zombies, this 20-man unit of zombies onto this point just to be like, hey, this is super mine. You're never taking this.
Ashlee has full control of the objectives.
Full control.
She's not giving them up, so she's at least getting basically 3 VP around. The question is, does she get the battle tactics and just really put this game away?
Yep.
And I think if she gets another 5-er, she goes up 18-12. I think that is the game. I'm not sure there's any way that Joe can come back in 1 round. Especially if Ashlee gets.
If he gets his extra monster points, if he can kill a monster a turn, maybe go up there and take that objective with the Tarlon.
Remember, we're bottom of 4.
Bottom of 4. Maybe he could go up here and take this objective with the Tarlon if he kills Manfred. But
it's getting closer and closer to being a long shot.
It's getting closer and closer to being a long shot.
Yeah, 19-12 going into 5.
That is true, yeah.
Right, 19. It'll be a 6-point round because
I do think it. I don't want to count him out, but it is going to be extremely difficult to pull out this win.
That offer in round 3 was.
That offer in round 3
really
was really big for him, not getting any of the objectives.
Next phase should be lunch phase. Missed the stomp. That sucks.
And missed the stomp for that extra damage.
Yep.
Honestly, with the Kronspine, it's kind of just bonus extra damage you might not need, but it still hurts to miss.
We would have gone on one of the Judicator, on the Night Judicator.
That is true, yeah.
Because you don't want to put it on the long strikes because Joe could take away that model really
some
close
of
to
that
it
stuff
and then-
might actually be in Hunters.
I don't know. We'll find out. The Night Judicators wouldn't be in Hunters. Because it's only troops.
No Hunters. No Hunters for Joe at all.
No. Oh, no, he took a double Warlord. Okay.
Yep, double Warlord. Rolling some damage for the Kronspine now, I believe.
Yeah, I think she's wholly within right now with Kronspine, so not really worried about the pylon.
No. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They are a priority target, so Kronspine attacking into them will get her an extra point, so it'll be 20-12.
Yeah, the extra point because of the hunt.
Yeah, because of the hunt. So going into, yeah.
So let's say there's only 2 wounds left in that unit.
Oh, would she get 2 extra points? Predator killing a Predator unit plus an extra point for priority targets.
No, the long strikes are not Predator.
Oh.
The long strikes are not Predator units for survival of the fittest.
Understood. They're priority targets, not Predator units.
Yes, exactly. And there we go. That is the priority target down.
We're going
so right now,
to go ahead and give her that point, even though she probably will score.
She will get another 6 from there.
Another
so
6 points.
20-2.
7-point round, yes.
In fact, yeah, 7-point round. I'm going to go ahead.
Moving up to 20 points.
That's probably the game.
That is probably the game.
I don't think it matters what the priority is.
Mm-hmm.
Because from this point forward, the Kronspine is in combat with the Night Judicators.
Yep.
Every Night Judicator she kills with the Crossbind is an extra VP.
Yep.
And Joe does not get any extra VPs for that Crossbind
Well,
going down.
just these 3.
If the Crossbind goes down, oh yeah, but exactly. The snow-based one's not a predatory, but if the Crossbind goes down, Joe will get a VP for a monster being destroyed, but that's it.
That's it, yep.
Ashlee and Joe basically tallied up the score that we already have on the board.
Doing some measurements here, seeing if that Tarlon is in combat.
Yeah, making sure that the things that are in combat don't retreat and the things that aren't in combat. I think it's more that Night Judicator. Looks like that one is not in combat, so it's just the snow-based one and that one right there. So
Yep, so piling them in, trying to do some damage. Probably won't do too many to matter, but there's always a chance for a low roll on the crossbind.
Crossbind goes down. Like it's something. Honestly, if Crossbind goes down, then she doesn't get the battle tactic. And we would have to, in fact, subtract 3 points away. So we'll see.
That is why, Eli, that I usually don't add the points until the end of the round.
Well, you know what? As long as I keep track of the points, then it's fine.
48 players' carries are up. The next round starts in 6.
Crossbind, in fact,
that is
away.
Or you can come collect your.
Would you like me to do that, Eli?
No, I got it. There you go.
Are you sure it's 18? Yeah, so it goes to 12 and goes to 6.
No, wait.
Wow, does not get the battle tactic.
There you go. 17. There's 3 points that she doesn't get. Because we gave her 3 points because it was with 2 monsters. So, gone. Because remember, those wolves are not summoned.
Joe will get a monster point for killing a monster.
That's true.
So a little bit closer.
Yeah, Crondy died. A little bit
Kron's
closer. That's helping a
Spine
lot.
does die, which means she does not get her battle tactic. She still does get a priority target point and 3 points from
Hold one, hold two,
hold one, hold 2.
So just a 4-point round instead of a 7-point round. Because she'd made a low 3d6 roll. However, it looks like those Graveguard are finally coming back.
Looks like those Graveyard are coming back.
I would imagine they're coming on that top.
More than likely coming on that top objective to keep that Tarlon from going up there. Oh, interesting. And trying to kill Manfred.
I think she's trying to decide. Not just kill Manfred, but if she puts it in the top grave site, then she has a pathway down to the Liberators.
That is a good point.
Trying to see if those zombies, I think, can get in.
Trying to decide where she wants those Graveguard to come down. Putting them on this objective over here.
Putting them in front of that grave site. Okay.
Interesting choice.
Interesting indeed. Let's see. So I guess maybe she wants to get into the Night Judicators there, or just reinforce that point maybe.
I don't think she really needed to reinforce the point for any unless
remember the Judicators can just freaking fire on.
Yeah, true. That is a good point.
Ponytail cam.
Ponytail cam. It's not Spencer's ponytail though.
It's not Spencer's ponytail, and it's not Joe's curly locks.
Secure.
Talking some stuff out that I cannot hear. wonder if they have rolled priority yet. I don't think they have.
I don't think they have. It looks like they're kind of chatting about a few things.
They might be talking out what the rest of the round looks like, and if it's possible for what's going to happen. Pick Brian going to find out priority and stuff for us because, well. Steven, could you go ahead and just change that to top of 5?
I suppose, if you ask me nicely.
Please. Thank you, Steven. I think they're talking it out, trying to figure out what the battle tactics are available. They may just be in a talk it out mode, but they still haven't rolled priority, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
But again, there's just... If Ashlee wins the priority, game's over, I think. Just no matter what. She gets hold 1, hold 2, she at least gets the 3. Plus whatever battle tactic that she does. If they find one that she can do. To be another 5 to go 22. Joe, I don't think he can get 1, but he's not going to get both objectives. So it could be a 1 plus maybe the battle tactic plus grand strategy.
Yeah, that sounds about right, if he can keep those Liberators alive.
Yes.
Which I think, with where she put the Graveguard, she has a good chance of doing. Or he has a good chance of doing.
Yeah. The Graveguard may just be screened.
One of our
Gryph-hound.
patented Weird Knobs Age of Sigmar cheat sheets up there in the right corner. Get yours at weirdknobs.com. Printable, they're amazing. Give you all the rules. I couldn't play the game without it because I am a dum-dum.
It's honestly super, super useful, especially now that they've been updated with all the Tome Celestial battle tactics, so that army-specific ones are on the back, which honestly, they're really hard to remember.
I believe those are actually on the back of the score sheet, which is also available at weirdknobs.com.
Oh.
That rolled off for priority to see if the game.
Yeah, Joe actually winning priority and probably taking first turn, but they're just kind of, they're not going to really move anything around. They're just going to roll it out, see what points Joe can get, see if he can come back. We don't think there's a way he can, but we're going to see.
He is trying to do Monsters Takeover.
He is trying.
That's the only one he can do.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way that he can do it is if he gets onto the top objective, but also Manfred dies.
Yes, so that is what they're talking out right now. We probably won't see any more model movement this game, but who knows? Maybe we'll.
No. Yeah, I don't think so. I think they'll just roll everything just to see what it is, and we'll know momentarily. I think it's still a long shot for Joe. If Joe gets the Monsters Takeover, again, that's only 3 VP total, because he gets, unless he can get onto that bottom left objective. I don't think he can with the Graveguard and all the zombies there. So it would be 3 VP. Manfred, 4 VP, because Manfred would die 4 to put him at 17.
Yeah, that's if the Judicators can shoot him off the board.
If the Judicators shoot him off the board. And then if his Liberators don't die in the bottom of 5, that would get another 3. He gets at 20 max. And if Ashlee gets on, holds on to one objective, if she's able to take that objective back, then that's 3 VP to get her at 20, and then a battle tactic to get ahead. So.
Yep. So and remember, the Judicators will not have their +1 to hit, because that Tarlon will have to move off.
Yes.
Unless the Judicators also move up, but I don't know if he could get the Tarlon on the objective while staying within 3 inches of those Judicators.
Yep. All right.
So here's
We got an update.
They talked it out. They
Brian, would you like to speak and update us through the POC route that's been there?
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, they talked it out, and they both decided that Manfred is going to die. The Knight Judicator is going to shoot him off the board, and Torlon's going to move to take the point. He's there for getting his monster takeover, giving him about 6 points, and then base scoring, finishing up with 5 points. 5 points for 18.
How is it 5?
He'll
on the bottom left objective.
have 1. I've killed. They talked it out on the sheet. I'm sorry, 4. About 17. I'll double check with them. They're talking it out. That's what they're putting. I think he's trying to wound Manfred enough to finish him off with the Torlon to get that extra monster VP. Okay. Plus, you killing. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what he's got. So 18. And then Ashlee is going to do Callous Overlord and then throw the dogs into the Torlon and then have them killed. Yep. And therefore, she scores her points, ending at 21.
Yes.
So 21 to 18 is how we end, and Ashlee pulls off the victory.
Damn. 21 to 18 is how we pulled off the victory. I think we may have missed a VP there, I suppose, on explanation, but that's a fair point. What about the grand strategy? Let's find out. So I managed to take a look at the score sheet. Looks like our points were off somewhere. We might have given extra VP to Joe. It is 21-18 after grand strategy.
21-18 Soulblight Gravelords victory.
Yes.
That was a fantastic game.
That was a great game.
Both players played really well. They did exactly what their armies wanted to do.
Yep. Yep, they did. And like you said, the whole game. Ashlee wanted to draw this game out through round 5. That's what she did.
Yep.
And it ended up with the victory. It helped that she got those rolls really well. She timed killing all those enemy units at the right time, so she got all the buffs to the summon back roll, got the zombies when she needed to, got the Graveguard to kind of like hold it off at the end. Very nice.
Yeah, that was a fantastic game. But folks, we are gonna go grab some late lunch.
Yep.
I'm gonna put up the army showcase for all of y'all to enjoy while we are gone, but we will be right back at 1:30 is when game 5 starts. So we'll be back probably a little bit early just to chat with you folks, go over some armies, watch setup, all the usual things. We will be right back.
The round will be Feral Foray.
Feral Foray, round 5, top table, the best players at the event. Ladies and gentlemen,
we'll announce the players when we get back.
We will return.
Be right back.